Hello. Oh no, Devin, you're not.
Oh,
I can't see you for some reason on the stream.
whoever wins, we lose. That's amazing.
The yes. Hello. Let me get Devin's face in here. I don't know why it's.
It
Oh,
disappeared.
that's why. I know why. I didn't pop you out.
Autism is definitely does come with built-in invisibility powers. That's for sure.
That's a really good point.
That's that's something I've even literally told people before when I was violating open container laws at Fur Fest, and my friend Casey was like, "You can't carry around that Jack and Orange soda openly," and I just said to them, "I have invisibility powers."
That's really good. Hello. Yes, it is Alien.
Hello.
It is Autism versus ADHD. Although the logo actually says ADHD versus Autism, which I'm guessing is just because Alien is shorter than Predator and ADHD is shorter than Autism.
Oh,
That's
okay.
that's why I think that they're that way. But I think that I think that this is a really good. Let's just call this a piss course.
Let's have a piss course. Which one is which? Because
Yeah,
Eric has already brought up that it should be switched. Um,
yeah.
so is wait is Alien the one? I'm sorry, everyone be mad at me, but is Alien the one that jumps out of the people?
you're
That's in the people's stomach. Is
you're
that the
you
MPEG one?
lose your nerd privileges. Um, yes, Alien is the one that there's the eggs and there's the face huggers and they jump out of um the chests. It's very sexual. And Predator is the 80s fucking Arnold Schwarzenegger movie. And then there's a million other ones too, but
Is that the one with the white people dreads, or maybe just dreads?
well, yeah. I mean, he's an alien, and it's not really Dread. So there's definitely some like. I mean, it's clearly
So who
inspired.
knows what it? Yeah.
Yeah, and they're in the jungle, and it's sort of like it's definitely and there's like I forget where they are. I think they're in South America somewhere, and there's like legends of this creature, and it's like so it's definitely a sort of like I don't know how to explain like like it taps into those like stereotypes.
Exotification kind of
Yeah,
thing. Yeah.
it definitely taps into that, but you know, it's yeah, you have to ignore ignore that.
The
Um,
name's Prey. What is that? Is that a line from the movie, or is that what it's actually?
well, there's a new. I'm not sure what.
Oh, the new one. Oh, that's the new
Right,
movie, right?
that's the new movie, which I
Uh,
have not seen. Um, it's very. It is. Uh, Alien is like. I mean, it's done by H.R. Giger, and like the art is. It's explicitly like the alien is supposed to look like a dick, and it's like it's all about sexual assault. Basically, it is. Alien is abs. Devin, have you seen Alien, the original one?
no, actually, isn't that?
Okay.
And I know that there's lots of like very like androgynous hotties in it and all kinds of things that I probably that everybody should like probably. So
Yeah. Oh my God, I'm forgetting the queen's name. The
Sigourney Weaver.
Thank you. She's like goals. I love her so much. Um but yes, one of the characters was actually written without I think they were all written without gender originally, and their names are only their last names, and they always call them only their last names. So they're all
That's
written
cool.
without genders in mind. And then one of them actually is canonically trans because it may be the sequel. I forget if it's the original or the sequel. There is a brief shot of a screen describe what that talks about all like that's like this crewmate here's their information and it actually is like this person used to be the other gender um
Wow,
and it's just not a big deal. It's just like one of
that's great.
a thing in their psychological report. Um,
That's like now. Did Metroid have Samus be trans first, or did Alien have that person be trans? Because they're obviously pretty similar properties. Or was that just like something in the air at the time that people could just be like, "Oh yeah,
no, that's
by the way."
I mean, Alien came out in fucking like '79. which is
Oh, okay, so that's
crazy.
earlier.
Yeah, which is like it's crazy that how old that movie is for how fucking good it still looks. I love Alien's one of my favorite movies. Um
Yeah, I gotta watch it.
it's really good, and it's like it's weird that Alien vs Predator is this thing because like Alien is like one of the best like sci-fi horror movies in general. It is very actiony, but and Predator is like an 80s action movie, you know, with
Hmm.
Arnold Schwarzenegger. It's like still it's very fun in a very camp way, but and Alien as a series becomes less like serious, like I don't know.
As it goes on.
Right.
Yeah, because I read something on Tumblr. I feel like Callisto probably has seen it. Probably some other people in the comments in the chat have seen it, talking about how like yes, Alien is an mpreg,
Mm-hmm.
body horror, but it's also like a metaphor for like the writer had like not Crohn's,
Yes. Oh, I forgot about
some
that.
degenerative condition.
Something with specifically with stomach stuff. I forgot about that. And as a person with stomach stuff, like fucking mood because that shit sucks. Uh
Yeah,
yeah, Samus
and yeah,
was
Samus from
or
no,
go
I
go
think
on.
so in one of the books. Yeah, yeah, Samus is canonically trans. Yeah,
Really?
it's like, yeah, it's in like one of the early guidebooks, just like how Birdo is canonically trans, like dating back to like the 80s.
Interesting.
Yeah, that there's just like something in a guidebook somewhere that's like, oh yeah, this,
It
you
makes
know,
sense because I think what that came from is just like there wasn't art of her under the armor, so people just assumed that she was a guy. And then
right,
at the very end of like one of the, and I don't think it was the first game. It may have been, but it could have been. She like takes off her
first or the
armor.
second, yeah.
She takes her helmet off, and she's a woman, and everybody's like, which, but it makes sense that like because of that, there's some comment.
Okay, Callisto's got it. It was an comment in a developer interview, if I recall correctly, but became canon. Yeah. Okay. Cool.
I
Yeah.
don't think I knew that. That's
Yeah.
kicks ass.
Yeah, yeah. I actually have a Medium article about which Nintendo characters are canonically trans, just because there is such a random collection. This is one of the first times I ever got doxxed was because one man, uh,
Gamers.
really, a gamer really didn't like it that I said that these characters were trans. But
Of course, the first time you got doxxed was a gamer.
yeah, let me see if I can pull it up. But yeah, and then it was this guy who like he was like, the usual shit, threatening violence or whatever. But then I was like, I found his sister on Facebook and was like, "Listen, your brother's really giving me a hard time." And she was like, "Listen, he just got fired from the Eaton Mall in Columbus. Like, he's not gonna hurt you.
He
I'm
was an
sorry. He's a piece of
Ohio
shit."
boy.
Yeah, he was a Columbus boy. Like,
Oh.
tracking it down was the kind of thing I would just not put energy into now. But back then, I was like, "Ooh, I need to figure out what's this guy's deal." And it was like,
That's
"Oh, he's just some sad guy who leaves like 1-star reviews on his local libraries, like book reviews, like Portal, and got fired from the mall. So
I
I
didn't
really am not gonna pursue this further."
I didn't know any of that. That is a beautiful story from start to finish. Also, I somehow didn't know about that article, which is incredible. That's such a. I mean,
Oh, here it is. Okay, I actually did have it in the article. I'll drop it in the chat in a second. In 1994, the writers of the official Japanese Super Metroid strategy guide asked Metroid's developers if they could share any secrets about the intergalactic bounty hunter. Hirofumi Matsuoka, who helped work on the original design, claimed she wasn't a woman, but instead a word, basically like they had the spirit, but they were confused. Let's,
yeah, they slurred her, but that's fair.
yeah, yeah.
Uh, one of my first, probably my very first am I trans thought that I can remember is literally I had the same experience. I am way too young to have played Metroid when it came out and had that experience from the first person, from the you know. Thank you for subscribing, Violent Ivy 1980. Thank you so much for
Yeah, thank you.
subscribing.
Welcome.
Um um
Hey, Gavin.
yeah, thank you. There's so many people here, and thank you everybody for coming out and supporting us because this is going to be an especially this is one we've been holding off until we got it right because we had this idea a while ago, and we're like, this is gonna be big.
Yeah, yeah, we got to do it right. But yeah, anyway, you were saying like
Oh,
trans awakening Metroid
right.
feelings.
So I obviously am too young to have played the original Metroid when it came out, but I did play Super Smash Brothers, and I think it's Melee because I played both. I played the N64 one when it came out as well, but I think it was Melee that this happened. Um, but because in Melee they don't show her out of her armor either, and so
Mm-hmm.
but in the if you beat the game with Samus, it shows like sort of like you can kind of see through her helmet. It shows like this shot where you can kind of see through her helmet, and you can see that she's a girl. I forgive me if this is the N64 version I'm thinking of. It's either it maybe it is N64. I'm sorry. It doesn't matter.
64 or GameCube, right?
Yeah,
One of the two. Yeah.
right. It was one I played both. So, but yeah. So I had that, and I was like, my favorite character is a girl, and that like cemented
Oh.
Samus as my favorite character for all time in Smash. Yeah. So it wasn't
Yeah.
like, am I a girl that explicitly, but it was definitely like
It was
secret
like,
girl character.
oh, oh, you can secretly be a girl?
Yeah, and have fucking
Yeah.
giant armor.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Let's see. Another thing from the guidebook, I think it was that she's 6'3" and 168 pounds or something like that. So
Yes.
we love it. And I think a lot of people can relate to similar feels with Link in like every possible gender direction and configuration. Everybody's like,
Yeah. I want to
that's
be
me.
him or fuck him or both.
And you know what? I've heard there's some digital images on internet websites
What?
showing that.
What? Samus is 6'3". Mommy? Sorry, mommy?
Mommy? Sorry? Mommy? I mean, mommy?
So,
But yes. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
oh yeah, I was just gonna try and. There's been a lot of things happening in the chat that I have been too ADHD to notice all of, but um, again, thank you guys for being here.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um,
ADHD, autism,
yeah,
two forces locked in eternal struggle.
the which we will find out which today we are finding out which is the elite gaming neurotype.
Yes.
Yeah, some of you may have saw on some of both mine and Devin's socials that I posted that TikTok, which was very fun to make, and then I got some fucking like a bunch of hate comments on TikTok. It was just like my first time posting. But our friend Minmo pointed out, because I didn't even realize, because I was just like, look at these fucking assholes, that like half of the comments were like, it's not that serious. It's like
It's
you
like, what is that?
I said elite gaming neurotype. Do you think I was not joking?
Right. What, like, it's not that serious. It's not that deep. Like, what? Like, clearly not. We're playing Nidhogg to figure out which disability is better.
Right.
I think probably that's not serious.
Right.
But I think that falls into that like, you know, reactionary thing where it's like even acknowledging any kind of identity as like making things about something that it's, you know, that we don't need to be thinking about, or
Right.
you know, it's
We're
not that deep or whatever.
we have our woke genders and our woke brain chemicals that the only reason we
Our
have
woke
them is
disabilities.
right. And we're pushing that on them by having them and talking about them.
Yes. Yes. God forbid, because it's like if you're too serious, that crowd really hates you, you know. But then if you actually have fun with it, then they also are like disgusted and outraged. It's
They just hate you in general.
yeah, they just hate you. Yeah, it's just fucked up. My woke gender is several slurs.
Yeah.
Yes, that's real.
Yeah. If your gender doesn't have a slur in it, what have you been doing? Scrub
It's not
genders.
even real.
Skill
Yeah,
issue.
skill issue. It's a skill issue. Yes, it's human error. So, I mean, so based on, like, I would say, just based on pure vibes alone, that Alien seems more autistic, and Predator seems more ADHD to me. But I'll let the philosophers weigh in as someone who's seen neither movie.
um, let's just get takes in the chat. Just say if you think that the logo as it is, ADHD being alien and autism being predator, say yes, and if you think that it's wrong, say no. Just to get some to get the vibe chat check in the
Yeah.
chat because I'm very curious. Um, I I do really the idea that autistic people have invisibility is really strong. Um, Predator white dress. Was it Eric? Was it you that said ADHD people white dreads are very ADHD? Which I hate that you're right. Is the problem with that?
Mm, I just mean, well, okay, so it kind of reminds me of the bisexual versus pansexual thing, and I don't mean that in terms of the discourse. I don't mean in terms of the discourse. Fuck the discourse. Call yourself
I'm
whatever.
both.
I'm just talking. Yes, right, yeah. It's about the cultural signifiers.
Mm-hmm.
Pansexuals go to Burning Man. Bisexuals live in Brooklyn.
Fuck. And I don't do either, so I don't get to have sex with people.
But you have played hacky sack before,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. I
So I
would go
think
to Burning Man if I could afford it, honestly.
that's what I'm saying.
I fucking would is the problem.
So there's pansexual cultural signifiers there, even though of
Yeah.
course like you identify as bisexual. There's so and I feel like ADHD also goes to Burning Man and plays hacky sack.
It's fucking true. Thank you, Gift Horse, for gifting one tier, one sub. And
Oh wow! I think
congratulations,
that's the first. Yeah,
Genilaham.
yeah. I think that's the first gift sub we've gotten, right?
No, I think the first day we did get one.
Oh okay,
Because
cool.
I think Eric got it, and we were talking about how it goes to the um. You did it
To the
perfectly.
most active.
Gift horse. I assumed that you were like an account solely created to give gifts, but maybe that's still true. But yeah, you did it exactly
Gift
right.
horse. I am looking you in the mouth, gift horse.
Oh, thank you, Mel. We're thank you everybody for supporting us. This
Yeah, thank you, Mallory. This is great. Wow. Yeah.
um
This Jen Lam. This has never happened to me before. No idea how it worked. I mean, we haven't made any subscriber emojis or
there
or
is
benefits yet.
there is a
There will be.
default one, but I guess you guys don't know. We haven't told you. I don't. Uh, yeah. There's we will make emojis for sure. The only reason we haven't is because we have too many ideas for emojis, kind of.
And we're learning the rules about what you can and can't emoji. So, for example, our beloved Saint, the autism creature, we can't use. But oh, see, as it's for our set, we need autism creature with antler. That's
Right.
that's in the
Yeah.
works. That's
That was literally what Devin said. Yes. Because
yes.
um we can't use like images we don't explicitly own. So I did find out what Twitter user created it. So I guess maybe I could just ask them. But but yeah, I think what the solution is to just make our own autism creature with little antlers is
Yeah. Esports. Can we have emojis that are just slurs? They can't be words at all. I think is what we learned, or like
Ye-
Yeah, they can't
yeah.
spell out anything for some reason.
Well, yeah, yeah, I don't think they can be words at all, and also they can't. Well, I don't know because they said you can't have multiple emojis that you could combine to create words. Is what it said.
Right.
So I don't know if you could just have one that has words, but yeah, my
Yeah.
one of my original ideas is to have a bunch of animated emojis that each one for each letter of piss course.
Yes. And then Kung Pao penis it. Just
But
PIs in a row,
uh
filling the chat.
that would be good. But that is explicitly banned. And also vulgar things because you can use the emojis on other streams. So it can't be anything vulgar at all.
Yeah. Yeah. So we can't have. That's part of why it can't be slurs, because then you could come take the slur stickers that we've endorsed and give them to and display them on anybody else's stream, and that they might not like that.
Yeah. I really do. Kirkland Autism Preacher is actually great because Kirkland shit is fucking good. Do you know? Are you familiar with Kirkland?
Yeah, isn't that just like the store brand for like
Yeah,
not Kroger, but like
it's Costco store brand.
Costco?
So it's actually usually pretty good. Um, but that's perfect because our emoji will be
Yes, and I definitely like a dump truck emoji for sure. So
yes. That should be our first one, honestly.
yeah, that should be pretty relatively easy to make happen. But yes,
Um,
all right.
yeah. Do we want to go? Do we want to jump into game? Is there anything? Do we want to talk about autism versus ADHD in any specific capacity before we jump into the game?
Yeah, yeah. So everyone, just to give you a sense of today's programming, we're gonna talk a little bit about the differences between autism and ADHD, if there are any, or what the meaning of these things even is. Play some Nidhogg to see which of us is the better disabled person.
Mm.
And then I do have a PowerPoint on the topic that we'll
I have
look
not
at.
seen this. I didn't know. I suspected, but I did not know this was happening until 15 minutes ago. So I'm extremely
Uh,
excited.
yeah, you know how I do. I mean, yeah, I guess I only told you that I was making a Venn diagram, but then I quickly it, Professor Brain took hold of me, and I had to make
It's
a
fine.
PowerPoint. Thank you for the follow, Illustrata.
Yes, thank you.
Fun name.
Um,
And yeah, and then we have all kinds of other little goodies we can kind of pepper in along. So I guess I would say before we can dive into Nidhogg in a second here, but I'm curious to just hear, just like, just between us and also in the chat, like if you were trying to explain what the similarities and differences are, like how do you see it? You know, like how do you think of them? Because obviously we've talked a lot about how ADHDers and autistics vibe with each other in a lot of different ways, but like we're also not exactly the same, but
mhm.
also so many people have both. So it's like, I don't know, just curious your perceptions.
For me, I think it's interesting because I really think autism and ADHD it's like one of those yin yang things where there's like so many things that are so similar and then so many things that are like complete opposite things, it feels like sometimes. Um, the story that this was, and I actually have this thread up if we ever want to reference it, but there was a really interesting thread from August of no, God, 2 years ago, that Devin, you posted on Twitter about um, talking about this thing, and a lot of people were talking about uh, how they feel about that. And what it made me think about is the difference between my mom and my dad. So I'm my nobody's been diagnosed, and this is me thinking that this is probably the diagnosis is that they have. But I'm fairly sure my dad is autistic and my mom has ADHD. Um, and my dad for had this stretch for a long time where he would make chili every Friday, and he had a recipe. He participated in a chili contest, um, and then He didn't win. But thank you so much for all the followers. Um,
Yeah.
he didn't win, but when he went up to the person who did win and got the recipe. And then he made that recipe over and over and over again I mean, it wasn't consistent, but I remember a specific time where it was like every single Friday he would make the chili, the same recipe, and then he would change one variable. Like, he is classic autistic, and also he's
Wow.
like an engineer. He's like very classic like that. um and yeah, so it's every week he'd make the same fucking chili and tweak one variable. Whereas my mom, who's very, she's classic hippie ADHD. Like, the only reason she didn't go to fucking, I wanted to say Burning Man, but it's not Burning Man. It's
Woodstock?
yes, thank you. Is she couldn't get a ride.
The
Uh,
original Burning Man.
yeah. Um, but she is a space cadet, but also an amazing cook. And she got a recipe. We were gonna make a cheesecake for my birthday. Um, and she found a recipe, and we spent all this time making it, and she kept going like, oh, that doesn't seem right, I'm gonna do it like this, I'm gonna add way more butter and way blah blah blah. And then at the very end, when we put it in the oven, she was like, oh, I didn't realize this is double sided. I was just looking at the ingredients. She didn't even look at the instructions, and it was the best fucking uh cheesecake I've ever had. It was fucking incredible, and it was all about like just fucking like
Just
yeah,
vibes. She just intuited.
right.
Oh, thanks for the sub, Kelly.
Yes, thank
Hello.
you so
You're
much.
welcome.
People,
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, and that drawing that you did of Maddie also,
Yes.
Kelly. So
I meant to ask this before.
gorgeous.
Can I show photo? Can I show that on the stream? Um, um, fan art. Not that this is necessarily fan art in that exact request, but if anybody wants to draw either of us, our
Or the dump
personas,
truck, or the cats, or a persona. I love it. Yeah.
ugh, I wanna I fucking uh, am so happy whenever I see art in general.
When I see art, I just pog.
Fuck. Yay. Okay. Here, let's let me go to the right. Multiple things. Yes.
Oh, there we are. Yes. The hair is very good.
The hair is so good. The hair
Yeah,
is
the
the hair is perfect. The lips are perfect. I love that you actually got my nose bump. It's all great.
yes, it's very faithful to the skull and the
Mhm.
nose.
So if you make fan art, please, yeah, that makeup was so fun, and I will take more time before streams to do more makeup because it was very fun. Um,
Oh yeah, that lip color was sick too. It was
yeah,
like that dark plum.
but
Shit owned.
if anybody makes fan art of this show or of either of us, we definitely will. If we get enough, I'll make a bumper for it and everything.
Oh yeah, yeah. That's such a thing that people do on Twitch.
Yes,
We're really becoming Twitch streamers.
Twitch pilled.
Twitch pilled. Oh, KQPK says, I told my furry friend I might be turning into a furry from y'all's influence, and he thinks it's hilarious.
Yes,
Yes.
yes.
Are you the person who wants a snail sona? Is that right? Or
I
some?
remember
I know
you're.
somebody was.
Yeah. Um. Uh. I will. I should make like another post. I should. I'll post on Tumblr like all of the
Oh
current
yeah,
art I
bat.
have. All I current. All of my art that I have currently. I don't have like a ref sheet or anything, but Possum is my currently the most one that the one that I've gotten art of and the one that I'm probably closest to, but I'm also just I also Bat is also like a secondary persona for me, and Bat and Raccoon and uh Maned Fox is also another one.
Yes. The trash animals, which is that's what they're called at the furry meetups. I'm not being a hater.
Mm-hmm.
I'm the trash animals complimentary bats and possums and all those little guys.
Oh no, cheesecake triggers me because I went through the 2 year period called the Great Cheesecake Crisis. I made like all these different recipes and everything tasted wrong, but I still wanted cheesecake. Finally got a recipe I like from childhood friend's mom. Great Mayo Crisis when my favorite kind disappeared off shelves because the brand got in a fight with Target. Ordered some off eBay
Whoa.
before it disappeared entirely. Yeah, cheesecake. I don't understand how my mom made a cheesecake that was good. It was ridiculous.
Yeah, it's hard to get it to congeal properly.
Devin, what are your obviously your deer is your
Deer. Yeah,
biggest.
otherwise it would be like a squirrel or a jackalope or something like that, or like a squirrel jackalope.
Ooh.
Some little guy. Anything that goes like that. I mean, I'm not like chinchillas are very kin, but I feel like I don't have the thickness to have earned A chinchilla soda. They're so robust. But the posture is really, kin. And there's just so many times, just all day long, I look at that fucking freak in the corner and he's just like, and it's like, why are you doing this?
uh, like
Oh,
father, like son.
yes. It's so good.
All right, should we jump into the video game?
Yeah, yeah, let's need hog. I need some hog.
You need some hog. All right. So have you ever played this game?
I don't think I have. I think I've just watched it played and listened to the clouds level music on a 10-hour loop
Ooh,
um, many times while drooling on the sidewalk because it's so good.
it's it's very good. I've never played this game. I only vaguely know about it. So, yeah, this is going to be. So I think we can actually play like if we both run it and then we can play online, I think.
Okay, so I should just open Steam and do it
Yes.
rather than the streaming thing. Yeah, that
Right.
should,
I think that'll
in
be
in theory, be better for latency or whatever the fuck.
mhm. So I don't actually even know how. Oh,
And yes, you choose your own persona for those asking in the chat. Unless you don't, so, look, we have a friend who's a furry artist who will just make personas of people,
yeah.
sometimes if they, based on what info they have about them.
So I'm wondering if I can just no.
Oh, the window for the game came up like so small.
Nidhogg whispered. I was trying to see if I can invite you to through Steam, but I don't see that. So yeah, we definitely didn't figure this out beforehand. So,
Hold on,
okay.
let me.
Online versus.
Persistent blood on.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, I just sent you an invite.
Okay. Turning down the sounds because I get. Oh
And
fuck.
and you shouldn't hear my you're not hearing my you weren't hearing my sounds at all, right?
No, it's just
Okay,
when
good.
I'm turning down the volume, it like gives me. Oh my god. Okay. There's just a weird thing with the volume controls where you can't tell when it's all the way down because it's 8 bits.
Yeah.
And then it keeps refilling. Okay. Okay.
Which song was the one that you were obsessed with?
The level is clouds, I think.
Okay.
Is yeah.
That's the
That
one
one
we'll
fucking.
do. That's the one we'll
Yeah.
start with.
Okay, so I've accepted the invitation, but okay, then do I have to launch the game or what do I? Because it's already open.
Oh, I think
Okay,
it
there it is.
should be fine. Yeah, it says you're connected on my end.
Okay, cool. All right, sweet.
Open chat one more time.
Okay, now I see it.
How's the audio doing for y'all?
Oh
Um,
yeah, does the level sound good for people?
and also let's just get a quick. What are the? Let's get a quick vibe check. You've seen us. Some of you have seen us play very briefly. A game, not this game.
Yes, you've seen regular human basketball with us, which I was shocked to have triumphed at,
Yeah.
and then what else do we play? Mount Your Friends,
Mm-hmm.
which
I think
yeah,
I
which I
won,
think you
but you
won more
had
rounds
huge
of.
lag
Yeah,
for that one. Um,
right. And we
can
all win when we're playing Mount Your Friends.
yeah.
Everybody's a winner.
Can somebody here? Let me see, because I wanna copy and paste we came up with emojis that represent autism and ADHD. They're very bad and stereotypical, so
Oh
but
yeah.
they're jokes, so don't take them seriously. But um, and emojis are impossible to find, so
Oh yeah, it's especially the yelling face one.
I
You
know.
picked your ADHD.
I just looked through the emojis. Let me see if I can paste those into the chat. So, because what we're hoping is that you guys are going to be cheering for either autism or ADHD to win using these emojis. We're not going to do polls. We're not going to bet. Although that is very fun. We're not going to do that today. Maybe once we know the stakes. There you go. So in the chat, there is a puzzle piece and yelling man. What? It looks so weird on Twitch. So if you think I'm going to win, spam the yelling emoji in the chat and the puzzle piece. Autism Speaks sucks ass. Like, let's just make sure people know that this is a joke.
But autism does fuck.
Autism fucks.
So let the record state. This is available to wear at femdad.com. That's not a joke. Femdad.com, also the creator of the ADHD versus autism logo. And we'll talk more about their amazing work later, but
yeah. It's extremely good. I don't have that. I need to get that. I realized too late I should have bought that shirt so I could wear it today because it's so fucking good. I'll wear that at another stream because I'm buying it.
We got to get Femdad on the stream because I'm obsessed with them.
Yeah. Extremely. Okay, so pretty good spread. You can't say us both. I mean, we're all gonna win because we're gonna go
ADHD synchronicity, solidarity.
Yeah, Minmo did say that we should have had a ADHD, like autism and ADHD friend to be the referee.
But... Yes, because we certainly couldn't find someone who doesn't have either of those things.
I didn't even think about that. I'm not ready. What do you mean I'm not ready? Oh, okay. You have to ready up, and then we're.
Oh, okay. We're already having executive dysfunction. Wait, how do I say that I'm ready?
At the what are you seeing?
I see the same kind of shit that you're looking at, but the select. And that's all. I don't know. And then it says ready at the top.
Oh, click that or press enter. Press enter. I think you might need to use the arrow key. There you go. Okay.
Okay. Oh, we're in mine. Okay. Right. Okay. So we use the arrows. Go up and down.
I'm using a controller, which, so I might not be able to tell you how to control shit, which may have been a mistake. Turn that audio down a little bit. Oh! I wasn't even moving! I was turning down the audio!
I ran under your sword.
Oh.
I know you can throw your sword because I've seen people do it, but I am not aware.
How do you? Oh, okay. So you can thrust? Oh shit! I ran into your sword!
Okay, I thought I did something. I really thought I did.
Maybe you probably did. Okay.
No, I don't. Okay, wait, how did you thrust?
I'm on controller. We could do we want to take a second and just look at the controls? Here. Oh, we can't do that in.
Yeah, well, let me hold on. I'll just look them up.
That's a good idea.
All right, I'm orange. Maddie is yellow. Also.
Yes, that is a good point. Oh yeah, the earthworms are very on brand. Oh, okay, so you can kind of climb walls.
Oh shit.
A little bit.
I have to move my mic to be able to touch this dang old keyboard.
I think all I've been able to do so far is jump and thrust.
Okay.
I
can't even figure out how to jump.
It's not space?
Let's see. No. Lateral movement left and right. Duck S. Okay, hold on. Where's the fucking... Okay. Pause. Okay. Maybe I just need to not use the arrow keys because it's like set up so that two people could play on the same keyboard.
Oh, yeah, can you use ASD? Oh yeah, you can kind of like change your stance. Oh, interesting. Okay.
Oh.
Oh my god. All right, we're getting this.
Yeah. Yeah, very painstakingly. Here. I can't.
Ooh, okay. So yeah, it seems. Did you find thrust?
Oh. Oh wait, shit. Now it's for some reason I'm in the chat.
Oh shit. Oh.
Okay, hold on. I gotta look this up more. Okay, lateral movement left and right. Duck down S. Jump is G. Oh, okay.
G.
G.
Such a weird button.
Lunge is F. Throw saber F while saber is held aloft. Oh man.
Oh.
Oh no, this really, I really, you know,
Ooh.
you would think I could have guessed this, but this really is a fighting game. Oh yeah. There we go.
Okay. So yeah, here I figured out how to throw from that. So basically, if you like hold the up button and then you go like this, and then
Okay, and then...
Oh shit, that's cool. Wait, do I not?
Now we don't have any.
Oh, you.
Oh. Oh.
Ah!
Oh, okay. Now
Okay.
I can kind of.
Now we're getting it.
Very slowly.
Oh,
oh yes. Oh my god.
Yeah, and so you can. There's like 3 stances, right? There's like middle, and then if you tap up, you go up, and then if you tap, see, you can kind of like. So I think part of it is like, you wanna stab them.
Right, at like where they're exposed.
Right.
Wait, how do I go down low? Fuck.
Oh shit. You can kind of roll. I don't even know how I did that.
Yeah, there is a roll thing. The controls that I just looked up were so much more complicated than I ever thought they would be.
Jumped into your sword. Oh shit!
Oh, whoa! I pierced your skull. Damn.
You fucking
Nice.
what is that word? Trepanize, where you drill a hole in your skull.
But yeah, I gave you a tree panned you. Oh, okay. So apparently, okay.
Ooh.
So
Oh,
you want
whoa.
to make progress in the direction.
Oh.
Says you can move the sword up and down and rip out their guts. The goal is to progress. You have to move forward to the end.
Wow. Okay. Wow. Interesting. So we weren't even actually.
We were just killing one another for no reason.
Ooh.
Oh shit. Okay. Oh, and look at all of our blood all over the floor. I love that.
Can I? Oh shit! I can like.
Shit.
Oh fuck.
Can't let that happen. I gotta progress.
Just fucking. Oh, you didn't die though. Shit. I just need you.
Oh shit. Oh shit. Oh, am I on fire? No. Okay.
Oh.
Oh shit.
Oh,
Okay.
I'm dancing on my corpse. No, come back here. Come back. Oh. Oh.
Shit. And I love how the blood will help us remember like who got where.
Oh yeah.
Like Dark Souls or Bloodborne when you find somebody's ghost.
Oof. Oh no! Oh shit!
You just opened the door right onto my shit. Oh shit! I still don't know how to jump.
Oh yeah, you Okay, now you got
G.
it.
Okay.
And then you can sort of like, you can attack in midair to like sort of do like a kick.
Oh yeah, I saw that dive kick mechanics were on the options menu.
Yeah, so I'm like.
I don't know if you've ever played that game, dive kick, but.
Oh no, that sounds familiar. Oh. Oh.
A fighting game where you either dive or you kick, and that's all you can do. No.
Oh shit. No.
Oh fuck. Okay, wait a second.
Ah.
Oh fuck. Oh man.
Oof.
Oh fuck. Okay.
Oh. Can I just go? Oh yeah. So if you can just go through the door, it like.
Yeah, I think if you killed most recently, then you have the right of way, so that then you can progress.
Oh. Oh.
I've lost the plot on this one.
Oh fuck.
Oh god.
Okay. All right. All right. All right. Ooh. Oh. Oh shit.
Oh god.
Oh.
Also, fuck my neighbor's car alarm.
I,
Sorry.
I definitely I definitely thought it was in the game, and we're like we're like gonna lose. Oh shit.
Oh no.
Oh, can I get by? Can I get by? No. Oh fuck. We're just trapped here now.
Yes.
Oh.
It's
Whoa.
just such a
What did
narrow
I?
tunnel. Oh.
Oh, I like parried you.
Oh shit! Just like in real fencing.
I did take fencing. Is that cheating?
Oh. Oh really? Tell us about that.
I loved it. I only took it for a couple months, and then I got a bad cut on my hand and never went back because it took so long to heal, and then I never got back to it.
Damn, fencing always seemed fucking dope. Like it's so so cunty. Like the stances.
Yes.
Like it's just got like attitude and pizzazz. You know.
It's oh, I'm just running at you and getting you. Oh.
That. Oh. And I think you could even technically go over and above me on that part of the level.
Yeah, not here though.
Right.
Oh shit.
We have a nice level handicapping here with the background noise and shit too. Like,
Oh.
like why is this person
shit.
humming so much?
So, yeah, can I just? I don't think I can. Oh, oh shit. Let me just run in your blade for you.
Yeah, thank you.
Let me waggle my sword at you.
we're just.
Oh
How
shit!
are you waggling it?
Oh,
I just punched you.
oh fuck! What?
Oh shit! I'm just gonna run. I'm not gonna worry about this.
Ah! Oh no! No, get! Oh shit! You got! How did you get my sword? Oh fuck! I pressed the wrong button. Oh no!
Oh,
No! No! No!
shit.
No! No!
I'm going.
Okay.
Oh,
I
shit.
gotta go. I gotta go. No shit!
Oh man. Oh fuck.
Oh, what the fuck did I even do there? I literally don't know what I did.
I don't know. It's that
Oh, shit.
intuitive ADHD style of processing. Oh shit.
Oh,
This is so stressful. Oh, whoa. What am I?
you're just
gone.
you're like
gone
rock.
Rob.
You're rocking a little bit. You're just stimming. Oh fuck!
I'm stimming on that Nidhogg.
I gave you a little kick. Oh, what did I do?
Why was I just prone on the ground?
I like kicked you. I like did a dive kick, but I don't think it killed you. It just like. Oh. Okay.
Wait, was Maddie turned into a banana?
Banana
I turned
5.
into a little orange.
Oh
And I just have to
shit.
not think about it too much.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing. I'm like, oh, I'm definitely tapping into my. I'm not any good at Super Smash Bros, but I did grow. Oh fuck, grow up on
I
it.
impaled you.
I'm just like button mashing them, but directed button
But, like-
mashing. Ooh.
Oh, shit.
What? No.
Now you're stuck. Oh, now
Oh, how did I even?
I don't know why it feels more rude to punch someone in this game than to cut them open.
Yeah.
It just feels so disrespectful.
Well, the sword is like a delicate instrument.
Right. It's like I'm violating the rules of this this gentle them's game. I'm just going to straight fisticuffs.
Oh. Oh.
Oh shit.
So yeah, if you go like, wait, hold on. So if you go like this, like here, let me just show you. Oh, look really quick.
Okay.
Like,
Sorry.
if you go like put your sword in the middle.
Okay.
Like, yeah, like you can go like, see, and then you can disarm them by just like tapping down or up as like a little parry. Here, let
I
you try
see.
it. Yeah.
Oh, that's cool. Okay, you got me.
Oh shit.
Betrayal.
Uh,
Oh shit.
We're just eternally stuck in these little hallways. Ah!
I know
Just
the
fun
hallways are
mash.
so rough. Oh god.
Eh. Oh, oh, I got your sword though. Eh. Eh. Oh, what did I even do? There was a squishing sound, like I poked you in the eye.
Oh my god.
Oh, fuck.
It's so brutal. It's so
Ah.
colorful. I love these worms.
Oh, shit.
I gotta get my head back in the game. Shit. It is nice that this game is just like you die an unlimited number of times.
Yeah.
And just keep rolling with it.
It's not. I really like that it's not even about who kills who more. It's like the level. Shit, the level progression of it.
Right. And I love that about like certain.
Thank you, Seb, for gifting a sub. Thank you so much.
Oh hey, hey Seb, hello. How are you?
Stupid little run cycle. It's so funny.
I love these guys. The design for the second game is completely. Oh, door. Oh, we can open and close the door. Oh, that's interesting.
Oh. No, 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 respawn. Okay. Okay. I got this. Oh, shit. Going turtle mode.
Oh, fuck.
I penetrated your defenses. Oh, shit.
Oh, shit. God, it's so bloody over here.
Ah, damn it. That door is,
That door will get you.
No, no.
Actually, maybe I'll try jumping up here.
I couldn't get... Yeah, I couldn't actually... Ooh. I couldn't actually get up. Like, this is just... Oh. Oh, shit. Ugh.
Wow, they're really making you earn that.
Oh, you can kind of... Oh. Oh. Oh, fuck yeah.
Oof. Anybody's actually good at this game, I apologize.
Yeah, there was no way we were gonna, like, get... Oh! Oh, what did I even do?
I don't even know.
Oh, fuck.
Shit. I gotta move. Oh, fuck.
Oh.
Oh. Protracted death. Oh, shit.
That is really...
Oh, no.
Oh.
Oh, no, this is it.
Oh, shit! Oh, no! Why did I do that? No! What? Why did that happen? Oh.
Oh. I just gotta get back in the game. I just gotta get back in this fucking game. Shit.
Alright. Oh! Oh, no, 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 no. What did I do? Oh, shit!
Oh.
Ah. Just running. Fuck. Oof.
Oh my god.
Kick you. Yeah, rip your fucking
Why
skull
do I
out.
keep trying something that's not working, like stabbing over someone's head? Why would I do this?
Oh, whoa! What the fuck did I... No, no. Oh, I don't have a fucking sword, though. Well... Ah! Just...
No. Oh shit. Oh,
Oh,
shit. Oh,
oh.
this is it. Okay, this is what happens when you win.
Oh, I got killed!
You get eaten by a worm. That's how you win.
Yes!
You've gone on to the Nidhogg realm.
Oh, I got wormed!
Or the great, you know, I don't know. What even is this? Like Swedish? What is it, like Scandinavian?
It's, like the Marvel one. Thor and Loki.
Yeah, Thor stuff. You've gone to the worm heaven in the Thor stuff.
Is that what...
Nordic
Yeah.
creature.
Is that what Nidhogg is? It's just a big worm?
It's a giant worm. Ooh. Panuli said, I knew it. And then a bunch of ADHD emojis.
Ah! Oh.
Oh my god. My friend's advice was jump over and run. But
Yeah.
sometimes you can't.
Yeah. That's... The air control is,
Yeah. Okay, we gotta try the clouds level though, because the sound is such a bop.
I actually thought I meant to... I thought I put it in clouds, but it... Okay.
All right, so now I go up. Okay. Oh shit. First of all, look at this aesthetic. Like,
Yeah. Music by
gorgeous.
Daedalus? Is that the...
Yeah, Daedalus. Their shit spanks, and they're like a really good producer just in general, from what I've heard. And they, you know, a lot of their own kind of release stuff outside of making.
Whoa.
Oh shit.
I think that opened up beneath you.
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh, it disintegrates.
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh.
It's clouds. Oh shit. I wish I could dual wield your sword.
Oh, shit. I was just like, how do I get my sword back? Well, that's one way. Oh.
Ooh, fuck.
Oh.
Oh shit.
Oof.
Ooh. Oh shit. Fisticuffs.
Oh no!
Oh my god, yes.
Oh,
rip
rip my fucking skull out. No,
Ooh,
no,
bye.
no.
Oh,
Please, please.
shit.
Oh.
Oh shit. Oh yeah. Okay. We're back in this game.
Fuck. No, 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 no.
Oh.
Charlie, help me. Help me win.
Gamer strats, elite gamer strats. Well, now that's another thing. Dogs are ADHD and cats are autism. Discuss.
Oh shit. Oh. That. I don't know, man. Orange cats have pretty big. No, no, no. Orange cats have pretty big ADHD energy.
Are orange cats more energetic?
They're dumb.
Or...
They're just dumb as fuck. No. I'm glad we're not streaming this though, because the lag even a little. No, 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 no. You can't have this. Not yet. Oh.
Yeah, any lag would really fuck either one of us over in competing in this. That's true.
No,
Oh,
no,
shit,
you're not
anyway,
allowed.
fuck.
No. Shit.
Yeah, see, you did not need to fight me right then because you had the right of way or whatever.
Oh, I could have. Bye, bye, bye,
Yeah,
bye.
wait, oh shit.
Bye, bye. To run so far.
Oh, okay, I have to like disappear so that I morph on the other side. There we go. I want to be eaten by the worm.
Oh. Come on.
Like in Nordic shit, is it a good thing to be eaten by the worm? Is it like going to Valhalla? Is that the same shit?
It seems like it. We should actually look it up. No, no, no. Oh, just trying to get fancy with it.
I managed that.
Oh no!
And that's like such a classic like fighting game thing too, where it's like you start trying to do some shit, and then it's like, damn, I should
No,
have
I
still
just-
been button smashing. Soul Calibur problem.
A soul still burns.
Soul still burns.
Oh.
Those games.
Oh shit. I have like never actually played like real fight. I played a bunch of Smash when I was a kid, and basically not since then, but never a like real fighting game.
Yeah, I was really into Soul Calibur.
Ah.
Oh shit.
No.
Oh wait,
Give my-
doesn't matter.
No.
Bye.
Oh.
Oh shit.
Oh, so I can kind of just like if I don't chase you and I intentionally run off the screen, like.
Right. Yeah.
Ow.
If you have the right of way, there's no reason to. Yeah. Like right now. Oh shit.
Fuck. No, 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 no. Come back though. Like, have you considered? No. Just running at them is a hard stretch. No. No, 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 no.
Oh shit. Oh my god, this is my chance. Die for the worm.
Shit.
Oh fuck yeah. Oh shit. Oh shit.
Come on. Come on. No! What happens now? Okay.
Oh, neither one of us has it. It's like the start of the game.
Oh, yes, 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 yes. Come on. Okay. Charlie, you're so cute but so distracting.
Oh god. I don't know how anybody gets anything done with a free roaming pet.
Yes. Finally, the trying to parry paid off. Oh.
Yeah, I still have never parried, and I don't intend to try.
Charles, you're hitting the mic, baby. Oh no.
Oh.
Oh. Shit. Ah. Yeah. I don't have a sword. Maybe there's one.
Oh no.
Did they despawn? Ah.
Oh my god. It's weird, like, if the person passes you by, it's better to just disappear off the side and then reappear in front of them, I'm learning.
Oh.
Shit.
Oh. I shouldn't have killed you. I should have just let you be with... Oh, you would have spawned with a sword, though. Oh, fuck. No, 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 no. No. Oh, that works, too.
Yep.
I should have picked up one of those swords.
Fast.
Oh. No. Oh, no, 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 I need a sword. Give it.
Oh, fuck.
Give it. Where'd it go? Okay.
Shit.
Oh, why does it keep... It's like hanging a bunch for me. I don't know what the...
There was some, like, lag there. Oh, shit.
Oh.
It looked like you just, like, grabbed onto the sword and then died.
Oh, no,
And
no,
right
I need
away,
that.
Why did I do that?
Stupid little run cycle. Oh, fucking dive slide. Oh, shit.
Thank God. We're back on the board. Oh, shit. Like, sword positioning, each position being a different button is so hard to parry.
It's very weird. Oh, no, no, no.
Oh, shit. I don't know. What?
I did a bad job is what happened.
Oh, shit.
No. Oh.
Go on forever. Two Nidhoggs were equally matched. No one would ever get eaten.
I want to get bored so bad. Oh, shit. Oh, no.
Oh, bye.
No, 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 no. No. Ah, fuck. Okay.
Yeah, exactly. That's,
No! Yeah! Damn it.
Ooh, yeah. That's,
Ooh.
oh, shit.
Oh. Oh. That's working out for me, though.
Oh my god.
Let me...
What am I doing?
Let me suck my own dick real quick.
Let me self-suck.
Sword fighting,
That's a real-
self-sucking. This is a real gay video game.
This is a real game. Two anonymous figures self-sucking and curling up into balls and impaling each other.
No.
Oops, bye.
Shit!
Oh shit, here I go. Fucking no, shit, no.
Oh, well, no, I don't want to be on the bridge. You come to me. That was gorgeous. No!
I lost my weapon and I fell down. Within a second. No. Oh my god. And on that bridge, you really can't hesitate. It's
You
like
can't.
You really have to just go for it.
No.
Oh shit. Oh,
Is
shit.
that it? Is that it? Did I fuck up?
Oh, oh shit, no. Right at the last minute.
Oh.
I had this boyfriend in college who, like, whenever I was driving in a car with him, his dad, my boyfriend's dad, would be like, Hesitation kills. That was his driving advice. Was never hesitate.
I mean, he's not exactly wrong. Oh!
But I'm pretty sure not hesitating also kills a
Ah!
lot in cars.
That's very true. No! No!
The drive kick. Okay.
But have you considered my face in your sword? Oh shit! Gimme!
Ooh, you just knocked me out of the sky. Oh,
Oh!
shit.
I can't get over their run animation. It's so goofy.
I know, they're so silly.
No! What? No! I thought I had another screen! Oh!
It's a gay little run that pisses the gym teacher off. Everybody's cheering for me to get eaten by the worm.
Bored by the worm. 1-1.
Oh, man. Oh, people are comparing European McDonald's
Damn.
and talking about the. Oh my God, y'all talking about the corn syrup lobby? You guys. Oh man, you. I used to be so fixated in high school on farm subsidies and the fact that we pay corn makers to make corns and just throw it away in this country. For some reason, at 16 years old, that seemed like the most important political issue
I mean, it is fucked up.
of the world. Yeah, it's very fucked up. Nobody talks about the corn lobby anymore.
Oh my god.
Oh, are people talking about McDonald's because of the consistency and predictability of the food?
Oh, that's real, yeah.
That's a thing. Like, so okay, so ADHDers, do y'all have a lot of like texture sensitivities with food generally, or is it? Because I know people talk about ADHD or meals, but is it just more like because planning out meal planning is hard, or do y'all have the like same food kind of thing of wanting to eat like a limited range of things?
For me personally, I'm a little picky, a little tiny bit picky, but it's not usually the texture, and it's definitely the like spoons to make a meal for me. But I'm very
Yeah.
curious if anybody else, any other ADHDers in the chat. If I chew too much, I want to throw up. That's fair.
Mm. Texture challenges and hyperfixation on having certain foods. This is a great question. I'm actually trying to get an assessment for ASC as I've got a big thing around food, but other sensory thing. Oh, and welcome to the chat, Peachy
Yeah,
Cat.
thank you.
I crave texture novelty. Wow, meow meow bean. That's so different. Like, but it makes sense. Like, it's all about stimulation. I think at the end of the day.
Yeah, I I kind of vibe with that. I also, yeah, Charlie, you are so fucking cute, but you need to lay on your couch now. Come here.
You need
Charles
to make
been
Charlie a gaming rig, so that Charlie can parallel play.
well, that's kind of her couch. It's not a gaming rig, but yeah, there's for people who haven't seen it. There's excuse my dirty. There's a couch that my father-in-law made that is right between mine and my spouse's computers that I can usually get her to sleep in, but
Oh my God. I don't think I knew that your father-in-law made it. That's so cute.
yeah, I think it was actually a not recipe, a pattern that I found. Yes, I also get the same things over and over again. I definitely have choice paralysis really easy, which is
Mm,
I mean that's just kind of an addition to like the spoons thing, you know. Um so I definitely get choice paralysis pretty easy. So I think that that could kind of be a similar thing of like wanting the same thing every time.
I used to like really be down on myself for like not like I like lots of produce, but when it comes to my own for a long time like grocery shopping, I wouldn't buy that much like fresh vegetables or like only certain a limited number of fruits until I really saw I can't remember who it was talking about how just for a lot of like autistic people, it's just so unpredictable what
Yep.
is going to be going on in every individual fruit or cucumber or whatever. Things can just be soft or hard or mushy or all different shapes, all kinds of unpredictable things. Versus if you buy a wheat thin, you are getting a wheat thin,
Yep.
and it just does not vary. And so then it's not as like disgusting and off-putting. Because that's another thing that I have that I don't know if this is like I haven't heard anybody articulate this before, but like, and I don't know if this is really an autism thing per se, but this idea of like if something's disgusting or off-putting, it'll like taint everything associated with it. So
That makes
like if
sense.
cert like if I have a really bad carrot, I'm not gonna want to eat carrots for like a year because carrots are scary now. Or like if something bad happened in a place, I just don't want to ever be in that place again because I was unhappy there, and it's kind of like hard to
And I think that
overcome sometimes.
I think that that's also a thing. Maybe I think maybe you've talked about where it's like a lot of this stuff is like you kind of have trauma around like or not you specifically, but like people with different disabilities, like we have to overcompensate to try to, you know, keep our boundaries because neurotypical people are like downplay all this stuff. They're like, just eat it. It's just a carrot, and they're shitty about it or whatever it is. And so you have to like be overprotective of those boundaries, and so I think some of that stuff is like not even necessarily like a thing that's like a way brain chemistry thing. It's just like a fucking learned experience. Like you have to be way overprotective of those kinds
Right.
of boundaries.
Yeah, yeah, and it is a very adaptive thing. Like somebody mentioned in the chat that like, oh, if they get car sick with a certain food, anything I've eaten while car sick is now car sick food. Bread hummus said, and like
Yeah.
that's not a neurodivergent specific thing. That like most people develop an aversion to something that's associated with vomiting because that protects you from eating poison. It's just an instinctual thing. But
Right.
yeah, it seems like there's this weird, almost like the more sensitive your sensory system is, the more like protective taint there
Yeah,
is.
totally.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm curious if texture I it was really interesting. I never felt like I had a problem with textures like touching textures. And then it was like almost within the past 5 years, like I feel like as I made more progress in my therapy for like and kind of being more in myself and not dissociating, which is kind of my like, number one coping mechanism. Um, like I realized that there were like textural things that I like feeling that I hate, and it was like, wow, I never that like never noticed that that was a thing, and it's just like, yeah, well, because you're dissociated all the time and don't notice.
Yeah. And that goes back to the thing you were just talking about, where it's like neurodivergent people were constantly being told, there isn't any smell in this room. There isn't any noise. It's not that loud. Like, what are you, that like why we're told that we hear and perceive things that are not there, and that we're failing to pick up on things that are there when it comes
Hmm.
to social cues. And so it makes you on both directions really doubt your perception of reality, and feel like nobody's going to care anyway, even if you are really uncomfortable.
Yeah.
And so yeah, like we get really numb to, and I think that's a large part of where what gets called not being able to name your emotions or not being able to recognize your body feelings. I think it comes from just being invalidated in those things so much, like that. Then it's like there's just been so many things like that for me where I realize eventually, oh my god, like wearing this article of clothing is really painful for me all the time, every
Yep.
single time. I'm gonna just never wear hard pants again, like or whatever.
Yeah. Feeling of taking towels out of the dryer. Microfiber cloth is fucking awful, and that shit
Awful.
it sucks because that stuff is like really good for certain thing like cleaning applications or whatever, and it's just like
But the static of it is nightmare and bad.
it's like they because it's like they has little hooks.
Yeah, it's grabbing on, you know.
Ugh.
Paper is really hard for me, like papers rubbing against each other. Oh, awful, terrible. Ripping paper, terrible.
I use chocolate milk protein breakfast shakes to help me start the day. Yes, I am a big
Mhm.
fan of the gamer drink known as Soylent. It's
Gamer fuel.
well, the problem is it's like it would be fine if it was gamer fuel. It's actually like tech bro coding fuel, which is even worse of an association. Um,
Yes.
but it's very funny because on our first date, me and my now wife, or my now spouse, like talked about Soylent, and this is like in 2016, where it was not as well known. I think this is even before they had the liquid drinks and it was just powder. But we talked about Soylent and we're like, I didn't know anybody else knew about that shit.
Oh my
uh,
god.
but yeah, I use that shit a lot, and also it really helps me because I need to eat before I take my ADHD medication. But that is hard to do, especially when you have hypersomnia.
Yeah. Yeah, I definitely like again because of that whole like not attending to bodily cues thing, plus just the executive functioning of like planning out meals. I go from 0 to hangry so fucking quick. So, shout out to fucking Lenny and Larry's protein cookies. Body by Lenny and Larry's protein cookies. I would not have these gains. I would not be alive if not for like having those things on hand. Even though in the last like few months I've gotten way more into cooking as like a grounding activity and like a sensory activity, and it's been really good for me.
That's
Never been
great.
able to make it work in my life up until this moment because usually I don't. I'm shocked every time I'm hungry. I'm shocked that I have to do it again.
Yeah,
The thing.
fucking mood.
Red's frozen burritos. Yep.
Didn't weren't you did was it a different stream or just when we were talking where you were saying something about Griffin on McElroy made a joke about needing to have like a health
Little
potion?
bars.
Yeah, what was it?
Yeah, I think it was on Wonderful, the one that he does with his wife. He was just like, I love little bars. You just got to carry around little bars because they fill up your health meter by just one little brick. Because sometimes, kind of like some people are talking about in the chat, you're meeting a friend for dinner later. You have to schedule when you're going to be hungry, but you can't decide when you're going to be hungry. And so you're supposed to meet somebody for dinner in 2 hours and you're already hungry. That's when you need a little bar.
Yeah.
Or you're about to go to the grocery store or you're about to start cooking and you're already hungry. Eat a little bar.
Yeah.
Throw a little bar in your fanny pack and you're always okay.
So that
And
those
the fact,
those are sort of what I use Soylent. That's kind of the vibe sort of use Soylent for. But a bar is perfect because you're saying you like just have it on you all the time, like just in case.
hmm yeah, yeah, which I love like protein drinks and stuff like that, but yeah, they're a little bit harder to transport. You can still throw, one in a bag or something like that. Or like I used to walk around with like an entire like liter bottle of kefir, the champagne of dairy.
What? Why is it the champagne of dairy? That's
Because
so
that's what
good.
it says on the bottle.
Does it really?
Yeah, the brand of kefir that I buy, it says the champagne of dairy. This is a effervescent yogurt drink, blah blah blah. And once I read that, I was like, oh, rich.
It's I'm gonna drink it while I do my little fencing pose.
Exactly, exactly. I'm drinking the champagne of dairy. Of course, I'm drinking it out of an entire like container, like while walking down the street. That also used to be another one of my things. I take these really long walks, and I would eat while I was on my walks, because I was, an '80s, you know, business bitch with a Bluetooth.
You were in fucking the West Wing. You you had to.
Yeah, I don't have time to talk. Or I don't have time to stop. It's only a walk and talk. I'm
Yeah.
lifting like little small, pointless little weights, like Angelica's mom.
Oh man. Um. Do we want to jump into your PowerPoint? Is it time?
Oh, is it time? Do you feel
I'm
we have
feeling.
to? I think we have to get. You won one Nidhogg. I won one Nidhogg. I think we have to.
Oh, do a tiebreaker.
I think we have to do a tiebreaker, and then
Okay.
maybe.
All right. We'll do a tiebreaker, and then we will look at this fucking animal. This fucking brat.
Oh, we got some puzzle pieces in the chat. Thank you. And I don't know who that man is.
Yeah.
But I like it.
She
I
has
know he's not the. Oh, go
these
ahead.
cats have 2 fountains. 2 fucking fountains. They act like they're dying of thirst. I did turn the one down here off for sound, so clearly she's fucking dying of thirst.
Mother, you neglect me.
All right, let's turn this audio back up somewhere in here. All right.
Okay, this is it, y'all. ADHD. ADHD one today. ADHD moms posting on Facebook. ADHD. Or did they do that, or is that only autism moms that do that? Where they post like autism one today.
Oh, there are definitely ADHD accounts that do that, but I don't know if it's like ADHD. Probably. There's no way there's not an ADHD mom account. That's definitely a thing. Thank you so much, Gift Horses. I love anybody
Yeah.
who makes a Twitch account to fucking interact with our shit is amazing.
Yeah. Thank you so much for being here and for gifting subs and doing all that stuff. Have a good,
And
have a good rest
everybody
of your
else. We've
day. And fuck your job too. You know, half-ass it a little bit.
yeah. All right.
Yeah. Okay.
Let's jump into
But yeah, that's a thing that the autism moms post a lot. It's like autism one today. My son was having a tantrum and blah blah blah. And
yeah. Oh man. Okay, what was I to watching my screen? Okay, there we go.
oh, Brett Hummus, congrats on quitting your job without notice. Did you
Holy
steal
shit.
anything? Did you slide out of the exit of the airplane with a bottle of champagne in your hand? That's amazing. I
God.
hope you feel a weight off your shoulders.
Fuck yes. Oh my god, that's a bumper we need is just congrats on quitting your job. Anytime anybody quits their job with no notice, we do a little celebration.
We should do like a worst employee like placard.
Oh
Like
my god, yes. Okay.
oh shit. Ooh, look at this. This
Oh
is
yeah,
so
I didn't even.
serious.
All right. Oh, this music kicks ass too. All right, Charles, you're gonna need to not be in my shit. Oh. All right.
Fighting a war on autism on the side of autism.
Nope. I am the elite. Damn it. I'm the
It's
gamer
fine.
girl.
You can be on these
The ribs.
gamer girl bathwater.
Gamer girl bathwater. No, no.
Oh, there's
Oh,
doors in
what?
this one.
Wait, what? Oh shit, that was weird. Oh, what? Oh shit, yes.
Where am I? Okay. Shit. No, fuck.
Get ribbed. Oh. I'm playing for keeps this time. Oh.
Yeah, this is to determine the ultimate neurotype, so.
No.
We're back on the board.
No, you're not.
Oh shit, wait, no. I can't just run. That'll do nothing. Where am I? Okay. The door.
Oh,
The
hi,
door
kitty.
needs to be right. Oh man. The door goes in both directions too. It's like, oh, kitties. Speaking
So
of.
many. You better not be able to kill these cats. No, you can't. Good. No. Ooh, no, I didn't mean to throw my sword. Come back. Oh, fucking.
What an investment strategy.
I still don't have a sword, though.
Okay, wait. Okay, so I got this. Oh, no.
Am I just gonna do it? No. No. Fuck.
Wow, I didn't have to do anything. All according to Keikaku.
Oh, I'm the video game girl. Oh, what?
Oh,
I didn't even know I was there.
That was like some fucking Voidsec shit.
Charlie,
That was
Jesus.
crazy.
Okay, wait, hold on. I'm gonna put Charl in her. I'm gonna put Charl in her couch. See if she'll stay. She's not. I'm also gonna turn the volume down just a little bit.
Hello, Garo Master Mikey, who says, I was summoned by a gay. Where my homie?
There's a lot of gays in this chat. I'm just gonna guess.
Yeah. I hope you find your homie in the chat. or a new homie.
I was told to watch the stream by a gay. Do you have any idea how little that narrows it down? Yes. I waggled just
jumped.
right.
This is so good when it's in the bushes. You don't know what the hell's happening. You just know when you're dead. Oh.
No!
Yeah, I looked into potentially getting Nidhogg too, but the art style is yucky.
Oh, you don't like it?
It's different. I don't know. I love how like minimalist this is.
Yeah.
It's like such a completely different energy.
Oh, yes. You're gonna... Oh. No. Give me my sword back.
Come and get it. Come and get it. You have to come.
Oh.
And she did, in fact, come and get it.
No. I need that. No! My gambit did not pay off. Oh.
Throwing a sword has literally never worked for me, and I always think it's gonna look so cool.
Oh shit, that's it!
Oh shit!
I didn't even realize! Fuck!
It didn't even say last screen. Shit. Damn.
Oh.
Oh. Eric said, my stream just lagged and Maddie's last gaming moan dragged out for 3 seconds.
God, I wish you could have, like, recorded that.
Clipped that, yeah.
Oh. So... Segment
right.
for now. ADHD
For now,
is the elite gaming neurotype. I'm sorry if you're autistic.
ADHD 1 today.
Oh.
Somebody Panuli said craving a piss course.
I don't know if we have any dedicated piss course today.
Well, we have I think any discussion of my I don't know what to call her now that she's horrible. I can't even ironically like her, but I think any discussion of Grimes is also a piss course on some level.
So
maybe we'll
definitely do that. Are we
Piscussion? It says Banksy. Banksy. That sounds like Banksy. Like somebody was saying Banksy in a weird way. Is that intentional, Banksy?
This game is really fun. I almost want for us to like practice at it and come back like just fucking because there is some weird. Are you getting like weird stutters?
I don't know. Like every now and then, like it's almost like an animation just like hangs for a second.
Okay.
But not that often. It seems like maybe you were having it more.
Grimes would probably enjoy being a piss course.
Oh yes, absolutely. She wants that, especially now.
Oh my god.
And yeah, it's very much like dive kick, except the controls are way more complicated. They feel more complicated. Where dive kick, it's literally just press to dive, press to kick.
There's some depth in that. There were like I would do shit and I'm like I didn't know that was a thing I could do. Discovery Channel.
Discovery Channel.
Maybe we could do it like the Discovery Channel.
Somebody somebody said another one that was living in Wisconsin.
Because
And
it's too
that's
fucking funny.
and it really is Wisconsin. I'm sorry y'all, but that state sucks ass and balls and all. Like I'm dyslexic. I'm dyslexic. Oh my god, that's the new disability. Dyslexia.
Oh my
Uh,
god. Piss
you try to read a
liberation.
word and you just pee.
We are not living in a pistopia. We are living in a piss. Oh
No.
no, yeah, we are living in a pistopia.
Pispocalypse. Is apocalypse.
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 Disappointed in
Wake up.
y'all. All right, okay. So,
Okay. I'm disappointed in y'all.
oh
Oh,
God,
very good. I
our
love it.
our should what? So, I heard you have
A
a
PowerPoint.
PowerPoint. Is it time for? Is it PowerPoint time?
Yeah, let's have the PowerPoint. Yeah, I'll do my screen share over here.
This might break everything. Excuse me.
Oh yeah. Oh, I should close stream or Steam while I'm doing this. Oh my god, so many. Okay. How do I do fucking actual like slideshow view? Uh, oh my god.
Light mode. You're getting called out for your light mode ways.
I don't usually. I only do light mode for Google Drive and Slides, and that's basically it. I use dark mode for email and all my socials, but when I'm if I'm gonna be doing business shit, I want to suffer because it's horrible, you
Oh
know.
God, that's a really based take.
Gay, trans, don't care. Light mode, now we have issues.
Okay, I think this looks perfect. Can you press hide on the? It's showing that Discord is
Oh
sharing your
yeah,
screen. I think yeah. But other than that,
yeah, because I just
sorry.
shared.
Sorry, Devin's camera is chunky. Um,
Oh, it's chunky now.
it's not your connection. It's just that the way I'm recording the screen is such that your camera is a tiny little thumbnail, and I'm like blowing it up. So
Oh, okay.
I
Oh,
will
I
I
wonder how.
I'm
Yeah.
wondering if we should switch to Zoom, which is insane to me that I would consider that, but that might actually be uh,
I know that's
better.
so uncool of us to switch to Zoom, but maybe for things like this, especially when I'm sharing a PowerPoint, might as well use Zoom.
I think yeah, God.
Full business shit.
All right.
Okay, so ADHD versus autism. What the hell even are these things? How are they different? How are they the same? Why, you know, are we even doing anything meaningful in distinguishing between these two things? But first, shout out to Femdad 69420 on Twitter who made this beautiful ADHD versus autism logo. If you go to femdad.com, it'll redirect you to their threadless page, and they make so many beautiful designs. This is their best-selling one of all time, Hormone Replacement Therapy, Episode 1, You Are Not Cis,
Really good.
which is a Neon Genesis Evangelion reference. And then, of course, Autism Fucks, which I'm wearing here.
Represent.
Um, and it comes in all different kinds of like sweatshirts and shit like that. So this is a beautiful non-binary trans femme autistic creator who's super fucking weird. Like I love them. I'm obsessed with them.
Yeah.
Um, they hate Febreze. Um, they have an NSFW Twitter as well. So there's just a lot of things to enjoy about this person. So I just wanted to shout that out.
And if you're wondering what they look like, Fem Dad is just an extremely accurate description.
Yeah, picture like a beautiful feminine Satanist with a mustache and and titties and like a lot of their hallmarks are like 90s animated like Saturday morning cartoon villains. Those are like
Mm.
their kin, and they're just amazing. Okay. So I've kind of avoided ever writing a piece on like what are the differences. Yeah, run over there, run don't walk to to femdad.com because they're just like and their Twitter. They're just like such a weird cool person. Everything they post I'm just like slobbering like a cartoon wolf for it.
Mm-hmm. Awooga.
Ahooga. So I've really avoided ever writing any kind of piece on like what's the difference between autism and ADHD. One, because I'm not an AD, I don't like identify as an ADHDer, so I feel like like it's not. I've never felt confident enough to kind of make any big declarations there. And two, it just like so much of it comes down to just like it seems like so socially constructed, like the dividing line. Like they seem like just slightly different flavors of dealing with more or less the same kinds of struggles and exclusions. But and when you try to sum up the similarities and the differences between them, you almost always have to revert to the stereotypes of what the conditions are, not the reality of what they actually are. Um, so here's kind of the rough like by the seat of the pants, back of the envelope summary of some of those things. Um, Here we have Grimes. I'm sorry on the left, representing autism, and then on the right we have the King,
Germa. Germa
Germa,
985. Little known stream cult
little
underground
known
streamer.
streamer, underground streamer. Um, a person who seems to be all things at all times in all ways. Just a very just wild
Mm-hmm.
person. I mean,
Absolutely.
God, his geology streams where he just one day like you open up Twitch and he's just in the middle of the desert with a like anthropologist and a bunch of bones and shit.
I need to watch that. I haven't actually seen that.
So amazing. And then of course the one where he was a sim.
Yeah.
But here are some of the like kind of broad brushstrokes, and I'll show in a couple slides here. Like I pulled a bunch of other Venn diagrams that a bunch of different like mental health influencers have made over the years of how these things are similar and different, and like it really really quickly like all breaks down in meaning, like because once you really like interrogate a lot of it. But so painting with the broadest of brushstrokes, autism is associated with a bottom up processing style. That's kind of the theory of what autism is that, I find the most parsimonious, the most like clean, efficient summary of all of the things that define what autism is. Bottom up processing, being analytical, and because of that, again, bottom up processing style, very details and systems oriented, stereotyped as very cold, flat, introverted, rigid, really stuck to a kind of tight schedule
This
and
is why
routine.
this is why you've been accused of faking your autism. I feel like
Because
what did somebody say that you're too charismatic to be autistic?
oh my god, I should honestly pull that shit up because it's still on Medium. It's in the comments for Laziness Does Not Exist on Medium, and it's somebody that I used to be friends with who called me
Oof.
the Rachel Dolezal of autism,
Oh
uh,
God.
and said and this person was just like, I'll never be like you. I'll never be a charming debate team winner. Like it's like, what are you talking about? Like,
Oh
but
God.
yeah, there's this idea that all autistic people have like no are not at all expressive, are not at all and it comes from the definition of what autism is. Autism means isolated self. And Ivar Ole Lovas, who developed ABA therapy, said that autistic people resemble persons in the sense that they have a body and eyes and a mouth, but they are not a person on the inside.
Jesus
Right?
Christ. I've never heard
That
that.
is
Ugh.
Yes, yeah, that is where ABA therapy comes from, and he's also the same person who developed anti-gay conversion therapy. So
Yeah.
you can kind of see the shared lineage there in those things. But how autism has been defined by psychiatry is not interested in socializing, not capable of feeling empathy with other people, not interested in feeling any kind of connection with other people. And that was still really believed and even taught in like some psychology classes I was taking as I was like coming up as a psychologist. Um, And then every now and then you would get like some critique of that literature that would be like, oh, they do really want to connect, but they just can't. It's just impossible for them, like
Right.
something still not very helpful. Um, and then again, the very kind of like Rain Man, Sheldon Cooper, etc. ass stereotype of the disorder of being very blunt, rude, only caring about the facts, not feelings, and very obsessive about a very limited range of topics. And then ADHD, of course, is stereotyped as being more free flowing and associative. We'll get into some kind of, if you start noticing some patterns in these things, we'll get to that in a second. But yeah, having this kind of nonlinear, branching, kind of associative thought style of seeing lots of connections between different things really quickly, um, and not necessarily being able to distill how much they're kind of taking in and processing. Whereas on the flip side, autistics are stereotyped as being much more linear and slow processors. Stereotyped as the flip side of autism, right? If autistics are stereotyped as being very introverted and withdrawn, ADHDers are stereotyped as being very expressive, high energy, outgoing, extroverted, craving novelty, craving stimulation, loud music, intense experiences. You know, the stereotype of being like more prone to using substances, even though in actual fact, lots of autistics also use lots of substances. And then a lot of the, and I think this is some of the really big sticking points for me. So many of the ways that ADHD is still defined today, even by neurodivergent people, is so about lack, like time blindness, not being able to perceive time um, in a linear fashion, instead of critiquing the whole idea of time that we have under like industrial capitalism. Visual noise blindness, not noticing something if it's like lost in a pile in front of you, instead of being able to filter out distracting stimuli. It's kind of weird how like for autistics we are pathologized for being very easily distracted by visual stimuli, and then ADHDers are pathologized for being able to tune certain things out like clutter or mess.
Right.
And on the flip side, autistics again are penalized for being too rigid, too schedule bound, too interested in being able to predict everything that's going to happen and knowing wanting things to make sense. Whereas ADHDers are pathologized for seeming impulsive, distractible. Basically, one neurotype being not responsive enough to the whims of the environment, and then the other neurotype being pathologized for being too responsive to their environment, which um, I think that's where you also get kind of an argument. A lot of people have made that ADHD was probably way more adaptive in other points in human history when being physically engaged with your reality and scanning your environment was a good thing.
Right. I'm curious if you could describe what you mean by bottom up processing style and associative processing style, like more specifically.
Yeah. I kind of breezed through it, but so okay, so here's one of the ways that I sometimes illustrate it when I'm giving like a talk somewhere. There's these logic problems that the majority of neurotypical people get wrong. So, for example, one of the logic problems is together a bat and a ball cost $1.10. The bat costs $1 more than the ball. How much does the ball cost? And most neurotypicals, when you give them that question, they look at the question and they process very quickly and intuitively, and they see, okay, together the two things are $1.10. The bat costs $1 more than the ball must cost 10 cents. That feels like the intuitive right answer. It's very knee jerk and rule of thumb, kind of heuristic based. And it's incorrect, it's totally wrong. Whereas a majority of autistic people actually get that question right, and they slowly process the question and go, okay, together they add up to 110. So that means that the ball has to be 5 cents and the bat is $1.05, and together that adds up to 110. Um, and basically that's like an illustration of the idea that for most non-autistic people at least, processing the world and like new information and solving a problem is really guided by like what has worked in the past, what patterns have I already noticed in the past, what kind of shorthand have I developed from years of being alive that teach me here's how I'm supposed to act in this situation, here's what this person means when they say this, not literally what they mean. And it's really fast and efficient, but it's also very like stereotypical, right? Um, and so autistics on the flip side of that tend to instead basically have to piece together clues about what anything means and kind of reinvent the wheel from scratch every single time. And so, um, even if you've been invited to 50 different parties over the course of your life, every party is different and the social norms of every party is different. So you have to kind of figure out based on what people are doing at that party, what I'm supposed to wear, how I'm supposed to stand, how I'm supposed to act. And that's true for like everything,
Right.
like you're just not processing anything with those kind of sets of like rules and like heuristics.
Interesting.
Yeah. So that applies to like everything, right? That also applies to like sensory information.
Hmm.
So like noises and sounds and smells and stuff. Most non-autistic people are really good at filtering out sensory information that isn't relevant to what they're doing at any given time. So, the cocktail party effect is like when you're at a party, there's a bunch of people talking around you, but you can zero in and listen to just the one conversation that you care about. Um, well, I say you, even though that applies probably to neither of us, right?
Yeah.
I'm using the neurotypical you.
Right, right.
Neurotypical people are very good at like filtering that stuff out, whereas instead, autistic people kind of just take all of that stuff in at basically equal intensity, and so it's really easy to get overstimulated. Um,
Right.
and basically the same thing is true for ADHDers too. That choosing what cues to attend to and what to drown out is really hard,
Right.
um, and just doesn't kind of come um, naturally. And the big difference seems to be that autistic people will tend to kind of gather like little pieces of data and evidence and slowly build it up into, okay, this and this go together, and I'm noticing this, and ergo, this is how I'm supposed to act, or here's what's going on, or here's the answer to the question. Whereas ADHDers tend to be less likely to describe like the linear process for how they arrived at the answer,
Yeah.
and to more just kind of quickly arrive at it based on a ton of different things, and other people might not even be able to follow their logic, but there's a logic there, but it's like a web, there's a bunch of different factors all being kind of weighed and pulled in
Well,
at
right.
once.
Which is the associative processing style kind of. Yeah. That
Right.
definitely makes sense from my experience. The hardest thing in school was always like when they docked you points because you couldn't explain how you got there, like that definitely, or like you have to do it you have to not only explain how you got it, but you have to like get it in the right way or whatever.
Yeah, yeah, and that's so annoying that's like, especially in like math classes, right? Like you have to like prove that you went through the right procedure, when it's like if you arrived at the right answer and you used like some creative problem solving to figure it out, like that should
Right.
be rewarded
Right.
and facilitated. Um, Someone mentioned about the sensory things that like I was very aware of my teeth the other day. I
Yeah.
couldn't just stop.
uh
That's very relatable.
Photo was asking if other people can hear the bones moving up through their spine.
Oh Lord. Wow, that's amazing. I can only if it's cracking, only if it's like a hardcore crack, but now I'm gonna be on the lookout for it. Thank you.
Oh, thank you, Gab.
Oh yeah, thank you. Yeah. But I've definitely had things like that where I've had entire months where I was just like slightly aware of like where certain teeth lined up, or like
Mm.
somewhere that my tongue was hitting teeth slightly differently when I was speaking, and I was like, "Oh my god, I'm not going to be able to speak in a year
Yeah.
if I keep focusing
I
on
like hyper
this."
fixating. Yeah.
It's wild. But so
So
yeah, so those are the oh, so go ahead.
oh yeah, I was just gonna say. So those were the differences, and then and then there's the stuff in the middle, the horrible Grimes Germa combination. So while we're talking about that, just think about what a what if you mash Grimes and Germa together, what that would be like.
And also notice how like yonic I'll say the joint between Grimes. This is the Grimes Germa ussy in between them.
It's just an asshole, like,
It's just yeah,
or
these are
like
the two
a,
cheeks.
yeah,
And this is the ass bis in between.
the whole ass taint pussy area,
Yes, the whole zone, the zone, the fun zone,
the pizzone,
um, the pizzone.
the
Jump into
Venesey.
the pizzone. The Venesey. The autism ADHD goatsy. Yes, thank you. So we tend to see, and I'll get to this in a slide or two, but there's like a lot of things that psychiatrists used to say, oh, this is exclusive to this disorder and not this one. But the more you drill down into it, and the more these two groups start working together, the more we see like we basically all, even if the route to it is a little bit different, it manifests as a lot of the same problems.
Hmm.
So sensory issues, even though the way we filter things is different, we both tend to really get distracted or agitated by sensory environments that we can't control. Um, and the stereotype used to be that autistic people all wanted like quiet and calmness, and ADHDers wanted, headbanging
Right,
and metal and shit like that. But that's not really the case. There's plenty of autistics who also want to stim on intense sensory experiences because that's another way of regulating,
right,
um, you know, and kind of drowning out everything that's kind of low grade annoying. Sometimes you need a really hard, strong sensory input to help you ignore the like tickling, light, annoying things.
right.
Struggles with transitions, so shifting gears from one task to another, really hard. Again, we both have hyperfixations and special interests, or whatever you want to call them, just like the idea of getting really in the zone on something
Right.
that we really enjoy and not wanting to break from it. And that often being a very good and beautiful thing, not a problem, even though
Yeah. It's like
the
a,
world sees it as one.
yeah, it's like in the DSM or whatever. It's like here's a problem that people have or whatever.
Yeah, they like samurai pizza cats too much, and we need to fix them.
Yeah.
Stimming, I think that was originally thought of as just an autism thing, just because there was like this stuff was all described originally looking at kids, right? Parents,
Yep.
usually from wealthy white families, bringing their kids in saying, "My kid needs to start acting more respectable," because we're a wealthy white family and we have a very narrow range of how people are allowed to act. And
Hmm.
so, the most visible form of stimming back then, when that was how we understood psychopathology, was if a kid was like visibly self-harming or headbanging against the wall or something. But of course, everybody stims, everybody fidgets.
Hmm.
It's not only a neurodivergent thing, but we both tend to use it to regulate.
Yeah.
Um, Executive functioning problems, and I have that in quotes because for y'all, those of you who don't know, Marta Rose has some really great Spiral Lab on YouTube. Has some really great critiques of the idea of executive functioning. The guy who came up with executive functioning was literally like, let's apply business logic to mental health.
Yeah.
Like he
Yeah.
literally meant it in terms of everybody should act like the business executive of their own life.
God fucking damn it.
That's
Uh,
literally where executive functioning comes
which is
from.
not only an ableist idea, but also like a very feels very white supremacist of like, there's a right way to do it, and it's the white businessman that wears a
Mm-hmm.
suit and you know pushes numbers around is like the right way to do that.
Yeah, absolutely. It's very like you should never need any help or guidance or support motivating yourself. You should just execute the things on your to do list as if you are the CEO of your own life. And never mind the fact that all of those men who lived like that actually had somebody who was cooking and cleaning for them and managing their calendar, and actually they weren't executive functioning around it
Right,
all.
right.
Oh.
They all had their Bettys at home from Mad Men,
Exactly.
keeping them alive.
Yes. And drinking, to cope
Right.
and on barbiturates and shit. Um, Social struggles and anxiety. I didn't know exactly what to call it there because I'm not going to say can't read social cues because the research shows autistic people are really great at reading other autistic people's social cues. It's not that we lack insight into these things. We're just speaking a different language from everyone else. And the
Right.
same thing's true with ADHDers. So it's more ostracism that's a problem. But let's just say both groups have a lot of social trauma
Yeah.
and self doubt.
And I also feel like I feel like ADHD and autistic people um communicate like differently, but I do feel like there's some amount of shared sort of like language there. It feels like I don't know, but I'm biased because I'm ADHD, but I have a lot of like autistic family, so I'm always like, is this because I'm ADHD or is it just because my entire family is autistic? So that's how I was raised. But I think that there is some
You were
like
autism socialized.
right, exactly. Uh,
Yeah, no, I think there is a huge amount of overlap because I think both groups can really get into just like let's just zone out on the shit we're really into and fucking rock and place and just
yeah,
you know
yeah,
goblin
definitely.
out.
Yeah, and parallel play and just like absolutely.
Yeah, and can just understand why the other party would find certain things distressing a
Yeah,
lot of the time.
yeah,
Um, I think, of course, there are sometimes just like temperament mismatches, but that can also happen in like autism friendships or ADHD
right.
friendships where one person's really high energy and the other person's like, I am not in that place right now. Like
Hmm.
both can happen. Both groups have to mask a lot, especially if they're in any kind of marginalized group. So anybody who is a cis white boy obsessed with trains, Eric, get out of the chat. Eric is banned. Um,
Ban yourself.
hey, that's my dad.
It's funny. I was talking about the other day how I even though I'm ADHD, I had the train obsession as a child.
Based. But does your dad like trains?
My dad uh yes. I mean, he was definitely the one that would take me to the Henry Ford Museum all the time. I think we went every weekend for a while, but his thing is definitely tractors, which is basically just trains with wheels. Like my dad also had like, we have a fucking farmland, so we had like 3 tractors too, so that helped.
Yeah, so he got to have his own trains. That's the dream,
Yeah, yeah.
Like
I will say I only got to do it once because it broke, but like right after that, and he's never fixed it. But operating a backhoe, like the big like fucking uh, one of the tractors that has one of those, coolest
that like
fucking
drags behind.
yeah. Like we have one. It's like if you imagine a stereotypical yellow like farm tractor, old style tractor. And then on the back it has like one of those big arms that like go like this and like dig. Uh, yeah. It like barely worked when he got it, and he only half fixed it, and it's never worked. But I got to use it once, and it's just like a bunch of fucking levers, and it's like a crane game.
Ooh,
So fucking fun, so cool.
oh my god. And I bet you could probably like as you're driving it like feel the weight of it
Yeah,
doing its
yeah.
business like so that must feel really
Ugh.
satisfying.
It's extremely satisfying. You feel it for sure. Tractors are
Not
fucking great.
not to go on like too much of a tangent as if we never don't, but P.E. Muskowitz wrote this thing on their Substack mental health, but it's health HELLTH,
Ooh,
talking about how we live in like a very dissociative era because we don't like interface with like heavy tactile shit anymore.
yeah.
Like everything is so digital. And I
Touchscreens
was
suck. They make sense for certain things, but I fucking want everything to be like an '80s anime where there's big levers and
big
big
plugs.
buttons, and it's crazy, especially in fucking cars. Are you kidding me? I'm operating a vehicle, and you're gonna take like sensory information away from me and make me use something with a touchscreen? That's crazy.
Right. And it's already like the removal from the physicality like when you're in a car and you're like detached from the environment like
Right.
that already makes you a little bit numb to the fact that you're driving this multi-ton killing machine, right?
Yeah.
Like you're already not in touch with how much power you have, but anything that makes it even more artificial and removed
Yeah.
and less tactile is just like even the fact that electric cars are so much quieter is like so
Yeah.
it's great, but it's also dangerous. I've like almost gotten hit by electric cars because I was used to expecting car exhaust sounds. so
Yep.
many times, like
Genuinely
so
believe
many
me
times.
going into computer science absolutely exacerbated my dissociation from dysphoria. Hell yeah, mood as
Real,
fuck. There,
so real.
I've been trying to pay attention to the chat, but there's so much good stuff and it's moving very fast. And I apologize, I'm not getting to it as much, but
Oh yeah, no, but everybody, please keep it up though. Like I saw people were talking about about Scorpios. People were talking about everything. We'll do it. We'll do an astrology stream at some point. I know Maddie doesn't care about that shit, but we'll do one at some point. Or like tarot readings and shit.
I like
Um,
tarot. I love tarot. I do a tarot reading.
yeah, we could do a tarot one. Yeah. Sorry, we're all getting hype and being homies. Please, no, please keep it up. I'm just apologies in advance for anything that we missed that are good nugs because yeah, I'm 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 loving it. Please keep it up. But yeah, anyway, I was just thinking about that thing with like the lack of tactileness, like especially during the pandemic, we've all been even more dissociated from our bodies and just technology, like even just little things like now that I have Bluetooths instead of a physical headphone, that's just one less interface with physical reality.
Yeah.
And instead I'm using a menu to, and I mean, it's convenient, but like I just get more and more divorced from physical reality,
Yep.
which makes it so much harder to be mindful of my body and nature and my community and everything else.
I
And
I
so,
I definitely I one thing that I've been messing with all this streaming stuff, and the hardest thing has been audio. So like the way that basically I have a program called Voice Meter Banana, which if you're doing shit like this, look it up. It's great and free. But basically, I have like a virtual mixer, right? Like if you imagine a mixer in a fucking studio, in a music studio, and all of the different programs like feed into it and then can come out of it in different ways. Um, and it's fucking so complicated because it's like there are a billion different boxes in my computer and they all have cables running back and forth and to different ways, and but it's not physical. Like I have to basically just keep that shit in my head because there's no fucking diagram for it.
yeah,
Like there's no diagram for it, and I feel like that's so much of like society, society, like
society.
like that's
We
so much.
really do need that button,
We
the society
do.
one.
Yeah. But like that's so much of society. Like thinking about like imagine like managing a fucking Slack, right? Like if you're in a job where you have to fucking be on Teams or Slack, like that's all that same shit. You're just imagining you're managing invisible cords that are going from a billion different boxes in a billion different ways, and just having to keep that shit in your brain, and it's extra hard. I think it's extra hard for neurodivergent people in some ways. Like I I
Yeah.
I do think it's interesting because I feel like I enjoy doing it and I wonder if it's like some of that like associative processing stuff where it's just like I
Hmm.
never will understand the whole thing. I just can kind of like vibe the web and of the interactions and go like, okay, yeah, I
Right.
it seems right.
You don't know how you know, but you know.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Same thing we were talking about with fucking that game where it's like, yeah, I would just, you fucking got a button mash. I don't know.
Yeah, yeah. It's like it's and that's like so many physical skills too, and that's part of why I like sucked and was in special ed gym class so much because like they would have to break down for me. No, to skip, you need to put your foot down and then hop, and then put your other foot down and then hop. And most people, I guess, don't need basic physical things like that broken down
Right.
for them because it's like it slows you down if you have to think about it like that.
Yeah.
You like, yeah. Anyway, yeah, the lack of like physical interfacing is got to be a huge problem for a lot of people. But I think if you have dysphoria, if you're autistic, ADHD, or anything, it's really makes it a lot harder.
Mhm.
Um, and then the last couple of things that I put in here in terms of what the groups have in common, and you could go on and on and on, right? Because these are very pervasive disabilities. They touch every aspect of life. But masking, having to hide and develop ways to camouflage your disability or to compensate for your disability so that you aren't outed as not working in a neurotypical way. Very, very pervasive. Um, both autistics and ADHDers in marginalized groups struggle with being under-identified and being misdiagnosed. So, black ADHDers get diagnosed with things like oppositional defiant disorder, which is just the most Orwellian disorder label, period. It just means kid who doesn't do what they're told.
Yeah.
Disease.
We should do
It's
a whole
terrible.
stream on just like personality disorders and all that shit.
Oh, yes. I would love to. I just got some books that are going to kind of bolster because I'm reading right now about the history of like borderline
Mhm.
and shit like that and how there was just never any evidence for it existing. So, yeah, we
Yeah.
should I would love to do that. Um, and of course, lots of autistics, especially again Black autistics who are young, get misdiagnosed as oppositionally defiant too. Autistics tend to get misdiagnosed with borderline, narcissistic. OCD is another big one. ADHDers tend to get to, especially if they're when they're teenagers or young adults, get misdiagnosed as like antisocial, and like it's just like crazy some of the shit that like people would like people get put on the school to prison pipeline when they have
Yeah.
ADHD really young, and so that's kind of how that manifests. Um,
Yeah.
and again, these things are compounded by any marginalized identities somebody has.
Yeah. I've been diagnosed. I was diagnosed with. Why would I keep wanting to say bisexual? Bipolar, which I don't think I have, um,
Mm,
and I think that was probably related to ADHD. I definitely, I also got diagnosed with BPD in when I was inpatient in the hospital, and like
wow.
I I I got diagnosed with that, and I really think it was just because I have been in the like my brother had was like kind like had pretty severe disabilities and developmental delays and stuff. And so I've been around the medical system for a long time and I knew how to advocate. And they were like, yeah, that seems like a personality disorder that you keep demanding to see a psychiatrist because, your fucking shit has not gotten taken care of and your medicine isn't working the way that it should. Um, and
Yep.
I went down that road for a long time of like trying to see if I had BPD. I went to a uh 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 geez deep I'm losing my word, the di-
DBT.
yes, I did DBT for a long time. It was really valuable to me regardless, and I like it just didn't fit. And I realized late like
Mm-hmm.
BPD just didn't fit my actual how I felt. Like how I actually was, and I realized it's just like it was just a personality disorder and I was loud. Like that really was it.
Right. Like, yeah, and yeah, BPD ends up just being even in and like I've taught clinical psych grad students and I've spoken to them about some of their other like training and I've taken clinical grad classes and like they will just straight up say like BPDs are just the like annoying, exhausting patients who aren't ever going to get better
Yeah.
and call you up too much and ask for too much and they're usually women and you should never have more than one at a time. It's just the term that they use basically for like usually women that we're annoyed by
Right.
having as
Hmm.
patients. Like it really is that simple a lot of the time. It's like so fucked.
Yeah.
Um,
And I had
yeah,
some of
and
the
then
similar problems with bipolar, where when people thought I was bipolar, they just were like, well, they like I had a psychiatrist that like I realized after I this is a whole long story. I won't tell it just for time, but like uh you know she called someone else into the room because she was like threatened by me because I was like a similar situation where I was advocating for what I needed with with medications, and she was like, I really think it was because she was like, this person is manic and threatening, and it was like, no, I don't want to go on to a medication that gave my brother tardive dyskinesia and I have a family history with. And then I went on it,
right.
despite I was like, I don't think this is right, but I will try it. And I went on it for 6 months and ended up in the hospital with like in because I was having constant panic attacks. And then she
Oh
quit.
my god.
She like literally, I told her what was happening, and she was like, I guess you should taper down. Also, I'm never gonna see you again. I'm quitting as your psych. Anyway, so that shit
And
is
this
like,
is
yeah,
and this is why I'm like such a big like like advocate for like patient driven healthcare. We need to completely change the model that we're
yeah,
operating under. And we'll talk about some of this stuff next week because next week's stream is going to be about harm reduction and like and healthcare advocacy and shit.
Did,
Because
did,
yeah,
did y'all know there's another one? There's another Dr. Devin
there's
Price.
two of them. There's yes.
I need to get
Next
that
week,
the cat image of the two of them.
two of them. Yes. So next week at the same time, same station, us and the other Devin Price are going to talk about some of that healthcare stuff and harm reduction and drugs and different models of accessing care more because there's so much to be said there.
But yeah,
But
we'll
yeah,
we'll we'll
like
talk more about that at the end of the stream probably.
yeah, but basically, if you aren't compliant, you get penalized.
Yeah.
Was that a follow or a subscribe? I can't see the thing, but thank you, whoever it was.
It was a follow. Thank you. They
Oh,
they do have
thank
different
you.
sounds, but I don't remember. They're all pretty similar.
They're both they're both very gentle and soft, which I know the whole chat appreciates.
Uh, while we're tangenting about that, just how would chat feel if I want to set the sounds to fit more with the GeoCities internet theme? What if when we got a raid, we had the fucking internet? Oh, thank you, Garo
Well,
Master
thank you, Garo
Mikey.
Master Mikey.
Thank you so
Thanks for
much.
being here.
We have gotten so
Yeah,
many subscribers today, and you guys,
yeah, it's nice.
it really kicks ass. Um,
Yeah,
but yeah, what if when a channel rated us, the dial-up modem sound happened?
I would love that. I would love some chunky, chuggy, like we'll have to like noise gate it or whatever so it's not too loud, but like the grittiness, like
Oh.
I love it.
Tempest quick. No. I love the differing opinions we are getting about that. No. Oh my god, yes.
ADHD versus autism. it's and then there's also the parallel issue of whether you have that dog in you, which is a separate thing. And I think that is part of where like, if you're medically non-compliant, if you which just means you question them in any way whatsoever, right? Like
Right.
if you are like if you've done anything that they can categorize as impulsive or bad, and bad to them just means have you done a drug, have you had a sex, have you done a cuss, have you
Or
stolen
are you
something,
fat or black?
or
Like
right, yes,
that's
literally, yes.
enough.
Are you fat or black and have expressed any emotion of any kind? Like, are you taller than the doctor? Like, are you,
Oh my
yeah,
god.
anything that can make them feel threatened? Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, Maddie won at Nidhogg. ADHD won today.
2-1. We might do more. So it's possible. It's
Yes.
possible we'll do a rematch. But so
Yes.
far the score is ADHD.
ADHD, which makes sense, I feel. So there's a lot of different features of both autism and ADHD that used to be considered exclusive to one or the other. It kind of reminds me about how like humans are always talking about how there's something unique to humans that makes us differ from the animals, and it
Yeah.
never ends up being true.
Yeah. We
Like
find an
we're the
animal
only
that
animal.
does it.
Mm-hmm. Oh, we're the only animal with words. We're the only animal that makes art, whatever, that makes tools. Like over and over again, it gets disproven. Why are we starting from the assumption that humans are special? Anyway, um,
Right.
rejection sensitive dysphoria used to be considered an ADHD specific thing, but autistics have the exact same kind of patterns of like meltdowns and freakouts related to the fear of abandonment, which makes sense when you've been abandoned a lot and it's actually a
Right.
very high stakes thing, which I have a whole piece about. Impulsivity, again, stereotyped as being an ADHD or thing, but that's just again because of that very like white boy who's good at science and trains stereotype of
Mm.
autism. Jesse Meadows, again, their Substack is sluggish. They have a piece called "Autistic People Party" too. That's all about their like alcoholism and how basically getting sober for them meant becoming more autistic. And there's a lot of us that just use, you know, things that get categorized as impulsive behaviors, self harm, eating disorders, substance use, risk taking, what doctors call sexual promiscuity, but whatever. Like again, these
Slut disease.
judgments, slut disease. I call you, yeah. I diagnose you with too much fun disease,
Yeah.
and those are all both things that we do to regulate, and also just cool shit to do.
Yeah.
It's not a problem.
Yeah. Cigarettes were a
Um,
hard thing for me uh to kick for so many reasons related to ADHD. I uh I I'm curious if we'll get to the like stimulation part of because it's like I know ADHD has sort of been sometimes defined as like a stimulation, like you're understimulated and so you're stimulation seeking. And I know, like,
Hmm.
cigarettes are nicotine is a, a stimulant, and that was a huge thing. But also, they meant I didn't need to eat, and having the fucking spoons to eat, like get dinner together, was fucking hard. So it's easier to just smoke a
Hmm.
cigarette. They're the same every
Right.
time. They do the same thing every time.
Hmm. Yeah, they're so lightweight, and you don't have to, prepare them in any way
Yeah.
versus food. Yeah, no, the sensory regulation thing or the stimulation regulation thing is so core, I think, to understanding what ADHD is and like and once you unpack it that it's just like every person needs to be at the stimulation level that works for them,
Hmm.
like that's true of everyone. And so why
Yeah.
would we pathologize that somebody's sweet spot just happens to be different from somebody else's, you know?
Hmm.
Um, and and like yeah, it's just very odd that it's like many people can understand, oh, needing to put music on while doing the chores because it's a boring task.
Right.
But like if you really need it, then that's a problem. Or if you
Right.
need background noise to fall asleep, that's a problem. And it's like so arbitrary.
Right.
um as I already mentioned, struggles reading social cues was considered an autism thing, but then there's also like if you look in all of the like really again badly written pathologizing descriptions of ADHD, it'll be things like interrupts people, like doesn't like isn't attending to other people's social cues or whatever, when it's often just like, you're excited and the rules of when you're supposed to interrupt versus not interrupt someone make no fucking sense. So
Right.
like and autistic people struggle with that too. And then sensory issues. Um, so just to kind of show how like kind of this stuff all breaks down pretty quickly and becomes very like postmodern and nonsensical. Oh man, I didn't mean to put the Germa thing and the they were like over top each other for a second there. I just grabbed a couple of other people's and we'll look at these real quick. Venn diagrams that they made on different like um, you know neurodivergence influencer kind of sites. Um, just to kind of see how other people have broken it down. And I just again notice which words have like value judgments in them. Like it's just kind of interesting to me. Like this one, easily distracted, mind wandering, interrupts others, misses details, impatient, forgetful. It's like I don't know. I
Yeah.
feel like ADHDers get the short end of the stick whenever we do one of these things. Like I've noticed, like autism gets more described as like, oh, they're just too good at spreadsheets.
They've just got that grind set disorder.
Right, they've just got that grind set disorder. Like, like monotone sensory issues, detail oriented, rigid with rules. There's just a little bit less finds eye contact uncomfortable, right? Like that's a very neutral statement versus impatient and forgetful.
Misses details. Yeah.
Misses details. Like rigid with or like detail oriented versus misses details. Like
Right.
clearly you're using the autistic lens to define that here. So like why are you seeing ADHDers as like your messy friend like
Yeah.
compared to yourself?
Also, finds eye contact uncomfortable. I find eye contact extremely uncomfortable. I know all of these things are like sort of like, every neurotypical people will do all of these things on all for ADHD and autism all the time. But I'm curious if other people with ADHD also uh have found I'm much better about it now, but I remember when I was like younger, like I could not eye contact was like so overwhelming to me, and I'm curious if other ADHDers have found that.
Yeah, I'm curious about that too because I wasn't sure because I know that like one like I have a friend who part of their diagnostic test for ADHD was using eye tracking, and the fact that their eyes moved around like too much meant they had ADHD.
Oh my god.
Um, which was like, and it wasn't about eye contact. It was just about like taking in a lot of data from the world meant
Right.
that they had ADHD. Which, again, why is that a problem? But um, okay, a few people saying they hate eye contact and are ADHDers. Maddie, do you feel like with you, it's like, is it just like it's like too, because you can like look at people and read emotions and do some of that shit. Like,
Yeah,
uh, is it because is it like is it like too much data or is it too intimate or is it like,
I think that really could be it. Um, I think that there's a level of like performing I feel like I need to do. Like,
hmm
yeah, like I need to. I am definitely somebody, and yeah, makes my mind race. That feels accurate. I think it is like over too much data really does feel like what it is, and like I don't know. It's hard to it's so hard to separate out like CPTSD and ADHD, and
yeah,
I'm sure autism too. And it's also like we were saying before. It's like, oh yeah, also like having this stuff gives you also does give you trauma. So it's like, I have unrelated
right.
trauma and I have trauma from that, and it's like, but
Yeah, it's
yeah.
hard to untangle.
Yeah, somebody says I am hyper aware of how I look, and I I I get I definitely get like I have a big thing where I always feel like I have to like be the person to make everybody feel okay in the situation, and like
hmm
so it's like over analyzing like how they're what they're thinking, like trying to figure out how they're thinking or feeling or emoting is a lot of information. I think is a big part of it.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. And that even is one of the like theories behind what gets described as a lack of empathy in autistic people too, that it's actually that it's an overwhelming amount of social information that you
Yeah,
can't process all of it and you can't conform to whatever, you're trying to intuit what somebody else's expectations are on the fly so
right,
quickly and there's so much and not all of it makes sense that it's just like you just like shut down basically. So,
right.
yeah.
And I think
There's some
it's with ADHD. I think it's like quickly like with the associated thinking, it's like taking all of that data and like figuring out what it means like is something I feel like I'm really good at, but it is doesn't mean
mhm,
it's not overwhelming. Like
right.
it's still a lot to do.
Yeah, yeah. It's like I don't know. Like there's a lot of like I'm thinking for some reason of the fucking stupid BBC Sherlock where he has just like shit like flashing in his mind doing his little
The mind
detection.
palace.
His mind palace and that shit's so corny, but it's like that idea of like there's just so much that I'm like processing and pulling together and thinking
Right.
of and it's just like it's a gift but it's a burden, you know. It's kind of true in some ways like
um
oh, sorry.
oh no, go on, yeah.
Okay, here's another one again. This is from a this is from a site that or an Instagram account that does these misdiagnosis Mondays thing. And this person, God bless them, they're so close to getting the point that they're like, you know, every Monday they're like, we need to clear up misdiagnoses. This thing isn't the same as this thing, but they often get mistaken for each other. But it's kind of like if you have to constantly do that for like every disorder, maybe there actually aren't hard and fast rules here about
Right.
the differences. But here, this one's a little bit more neutrally worded. Craves novelty and new experiences for ADHD versus craves familiarity and routine for autism. Difficulty regulating attention and focus for ADHD. Um,
What is
again, that again feels a little judgmental. Like it's like
what is
you
the
can focus fine on the shit that's good. Like
yeah. What I don't understand. What is the little thing in the bottom right? Like what am I looking at? Is that little fucking dump truck turds? Like are those people's heads? What the fuck is it?
yeah, are they like little paw prints? Like I don't
Maybe?
know. I have no idea.
Like it looks like little raisins or something.
Yeah, a little dump truck. I actually was thinking. Somebody said secret goatsy. Uh, Brahma stars. um, I was actually thinking that our little like points at the bottom of our chat that adds up could be a little dump truck turd.
Oh,
But
yes. Oh, I love that. What are they called
that because
then?
that
Are they called
turds.
turds?
I don't know.
Just turds? Yeah, you can
Yeah, you just
rename bits in chat. So, any suggestions
thanks for
for
the turds, everybody. Um,
Oh, so
but otherwise, oh,
one
sorry,
thing.
go
Oh,
ahead.
before we get, a lot of people were talking about like, I'm not actually diagnosed, or I haven't been diagnosed entirely, or something like that. And I think one thing that you talk a lot about is, and on in general, but maybe not this stream specifically, is how like being diagnosed is not more valid than not being diagnosed, and how important
Hmm.
that is. Like, I don't know if you wanted to say a few words on that, because don't worry if you're diagnosed. It's bullshit.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Fuck. Diagnosis is based on this pathology paradigm. It's based on psychiatrists trying to identify what they believed was wrong with someone based on the standards of like from the late 1800s until the mid-century 1900s. Like, so it's innately racist, homophobic, like just, you know, viewing something as a disease when it's just a difference that hasn't been accommodated. And so that's never going to be a view of differences in how people think and feel and behave that's going to be helpful to us. Like, so you don't
Right.
need to subject yourself to that, and it comes with a lot of risks. And part of kind of what I'm trying to kind of hint at here is when we look at these charts, like, look at how huge the amount of overlap is between these two things.
Yeah.
And then this same person, funnily enough, also did one,
Oh my
and I know
god.
for everybody, I know people were already overstimulated by this one. Then there's this one, where they also added BPD because both groups tend to be misdiagnosed as BPD. Um, and, I have a lot of issues with the even idea that somebody's personality can be disordered. We'll have a whole stream on that. I have essays on that.
Yeah.
These are really all just different, slightly different presentations of people who have been told all their lives that they're fuck ups and that they're not behaving correctly, and were never given the roadmap for what behaving correctly actually was in any way that was attainable for them.
Yeah.
And all of that social trauma, like, I think we downplay how intense those experiences are, like, especially when you're young. Like, you live and die by whether or not other people will accept you and take care of you. And so
Yeah.
being told constantly that you're a weird little freak who isn't following the rules is putting your very life under attack,
Yeah.
because we all need other people. So this is not lighthearted shit. And so it does present in all kinds of anxious behaviors, manipulative behaviors, um, withdrawal, life hacks, cutting corners. We do all kinds of different things. We have all kinds of triggers from that shit.
Yeah.
And so it's like, of course, it overlaps so massively. Um, like, everybody with borderline has an abuse history. Um,
Yeah.
Almost everybody with ADHD or autism has, you know, a trauma history. Like, there's no untangling these things because they're all just different tools of like societal judgment, that we've grouped into little buckets, but the buckets are not. The buckets are overflowing. You know what I
Right.
mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, and apologies to everyone who's heard me do this rant a million times, but
I mean, you can never say it
society.
enough. It really is a society. We really do
It
live in
really
a
is a fucking
society.
society. Um, but yes, and also the person who said that these infographics are terrible and that they're both misaligned to the left and the right at the same time. It's so true.
Oh my god. Wait, really? Is that that's the original thing?
Well, no, this some of this is me placing it poorly on the slides because
Okay.
I can't see stuff like that. I don't have a visual
That
cortex.
shit is hard in general, but yeah.
Like, but also, like, some of these are just, and again, everybody should read Sluggish, everybody should read Mental Health, because like those two substacks, because they really help break down this shit. Like, look at the BPD and autism at the bottom. Sense of emptiness. Like, what? That's kind of the human condition, bro.
Yeah.
Like, that's like
Raise your hand in the chat if you don't have a sense of emptiness.
put a hole in the chat if you experience a debilitating sense of emptiness.
Yes.
Holes up.
Oh.
Okay. Oh shit. Oh shit. I might have spoiler people for a second here,
Okay.
but if people saw that slide that's coming up. But Jesse Meadows did this great poll on Instagram a few years ago where it was just like, explain to me how you see the difference between autism and ADHD, and just had an open ask box. And people always were coming up with these terms that are like Autism is cats and ADHD is dogs. Autism is spreadsheets and ADHD is, freeform Jackson Pollock painting, Like, it always comes down to autism is this cold, hard, analytical, unemotional side, hyper
Right.
rational, hyper withdrawn. And then ADHD is the flighty, creative, sensitive, more connected to the world. One's withdrawn from the world and one is too connected, right?
Yeah.
And this might remind you of other archetypes.
Oh my god.
Up yours, woke moralists.
That's right.
Oh.
Up yours, woke moralists. And Jesse Meadows mostly just hinted at this, but I'll just out and say it. I think autism and ADHD, they're obviously both disabilities and neurodivergences, but the reason we even group them as separate is because of the gender binary and of seeing masculine and feminine traits as opposing forces that also historically in the Jungian consciousness or whatever the fuck
Right.
um, is also order versus chaos.
Um yeah. I was not diagnosed with ADHD until I was like yelled at my psychiatrist as like later as a teen that I was like, I'm pretty sure I'm fucking ADHD, which is wild to me because like yeah. That's I feel like a very much like a stereotype of it in a lot of ways. Like, I could never focus in school and all this shit. And it's like, yeah, I wonder like now thinking about this, how that's so like gendered. It's like, yeah, is that part of it? And that's the same thing where it's like female autism is this like people that don't
Mm-hmm.
realize that they're autistic because it's like and it's like a different disorder is like fucking
Yeah, it's
wild.
different in girls.
Yeah.
Yeah. Simon Baron Cohen, still one of the leading autism researchers to this day, is a proponent of the extreme male brain theory of autism, for which there's no neurological evidence. Brains are not gendered. Like read Cordelia Fine's Delusions of Gender for more on that. But he, this isn't an old idea. That's an ongoing idea that if you're autistic, it means you're too masculine, you're too rationally and science minded, and it makes it hard for you to connect with others. You're too analytical. Versus ADHD being you're too, free flowing and creative and sensitive. These feminine, chaotic, historically, the feminine is associated with the mysterious, the chaotic, the darkness, water, mutable things
I have
that are
never
unknown.
I've never seen this screenshot of Jordan Peterson. Does he just say because they're evil? Like what is the cuz it's not like, oh, well because of misogyny cuz he doesn't believe misogyny exists, I'm pretty sure. So what the fuck is his answer to that? I mean, it's garbage, nothing that doesn't make any sense, but
Well, Jordan Peterson has a lot of interesting thoughts on gender.
I think we
he,
should have him on the show. I think we should
I would love that. No, um, he something about lobsters.
Yeah, yeah.
No, he really and
Oh, hey,
again because
Tilted
I listen.
Turtle.
Oh yeah, hello. He in that fucking Joe Rogan interview that I listened to all 4 hours of, he really
No,
talks about.
no, you didn't. You didn't. I know
I
you're a
did.
masochist, but there are limits.
Clocked, clocked.
There are
No, I listen.
limits.
But here's the thing that's interesting about Jordan Peterson. He talks about how the masculine and feminine qualities need to be balanced inside each person, and he identifies as a particularly feminine man. Interestingly, and I think that's actually where a lot of his transphobia comes from, or the lens that it's processed through is like he thinks that everybody has this divine masculine and this divine feminine in them, and that they're supposed to be in balance with each other, and then within a straight relationship they're also supposed to be balanced in each other or whatever.
Right.
And so that's part of where he gets that classic thing that every trans person has heard is, why can't you just be a tomboy, and why do you have to become a man? Why can't you just be a feminine man? Why do you have to transition? Blah blah blah.
Because it's fucking hot.
Because it's hot. Because yeah. Because because
AGP all the way. Because I.
because I'm trying to
Jack
'Cause
off to myself in the mirror, and that's
because I'm on the
good.
grow your clit subreddit with all the cis women, and I'm just a cis woman who is on testosterone and uses the men's restroom and uses he him pronouns and is a guy. That's how much my divine masculine is balanced.
Oh, God.
You know, it's so, whatever. That shit's nonsense. We all here already know that that's nonsense.
Yeah.
As Tempest Quake said, dude is so close to the right answer yet going in the wrong direction.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Seriously.
like even when he talks about the emptiness that people face in their lives and shit like that, it's like, yeah, dude, like it's capitalism, stupid. Like it's,
And,
you know.
when he talks about that, the thing that I keep thinking is, I kept forgetting I have this. But
I'm glad you used it.
I'm glad I waited, because we know what you are, Jordan Peterson.
God, yes. Oh, and Chubby Kumquat, yeah, yeah. Auto heterosexuality. I love that. I love that. I don't even know. I don't even know what that is, but
Oh,
I think we should.
is that the thing where it's like, yeah, people watch female porn because the what is it, the like the mistaken
So it's not.
attraction to your own dick kind of thing? Do you know what I'm talking about?
Is that like a weird, like a flip version of the autogynephilia thing?
Kind
Like,
of. It's similar. I don't think it's like actually related, but it's definitely like a similar vibe. It's like a thing. I don't. Yeah.
auto
Um.
heterosexuality.
I don't know if that's the same thing that auto heterosexuality is, but
Yeah, but I mean, it sounds really galaxy brained. So I think I need to learn more.
I first learned about it like 10 years ago from two white guys in a classroom giving a presentation. So, it's true.
So it's good.
It's real.
But yes, Jordan Peterson is a bit fruity. He's done drag. He liked doing drag. Like he cries a lot. Like he has a lot of things he needs to explore that he's never going to.
Yeah.
Um, and fuck him. But yeah, so I think this is undergirding a lot of our understandings of what ADHD versus autism are. I think this is why we have a hard time understanding, and as a culture, when there are like feminized or feminine coded like traits in autistic people, like having emotions, like wanting to have friends,
Oh
like
God.
liking animals. I don't know, like having a special interest that's like, vintage Barbies or something. Like, it's really sometimes that simple, because it just, like, the idea that these things are, like, if taken to the extreme, dangerous, and that they're like black and white, yin and yang opposites of each other, I think just
Right.
really is like it just influences how we see and categorize other stuff,
Yeah.
I think. Oh my god, why is this thing so like glitchy? Okay. So here's just another example of that shit. This again is some more like manosphere, trad wife kind of shit, of how people see these things as different. Um, and like it's just how we describe, or how psychiatry describes, autism versus ADHD, basically. Like,
Is this saying autistic people aren't scared of death?
yes, and we're fascists and authoritarians.
uh, yeah. Fucking ADHD women can't be fascist.
Right. It's never happened.
Oh.
Anyway, that's my exploration of how the meanings really break down if we try to draw a firm line between how these things are different. Um, and of course, they seem to go together more often than they come apart. Like
Yeah.
ADHD seems to actually be the prevailing thing, just like,
Yeah.
most trans people be gay, like, in some
Mm-hmm.
way.
Yeah.
It's
I think there's a whole discussion too, I think, of like, yeah, like how that all this stuff relates to transness, and like, and I think that there's an interesting thing about like how masking is a big part of both of these things, and like masking is a big part of like, you know, closeted trans people and all that stuff. And
Right. Yeah. They're both the experience of being told from the day that you're born, you are supposed to be a certain way. There's only one way that you could ever be. And anything that, in your gut feels off about that or that does not work for you is a sign that there's something wrong with you and that you're not trying hard enough to conform. And, if you're lucky, eventually you get to discover that there's lots of other people like you.
mm-hmm.
And that's what coming out means, right? Entering into queer society is what coming out historically meant. And I think it's the same thing with neurodiversity. It's about finding yourself in community. It's not about getting a label put on you by a doctor. It's about entering into the community. That's what coming out originally meant.
Right.
And we've gotten really divorced from that, and now it's this very individualized wear this pronoun button or buy this rainbow colored shit at Target, which is fine, do it if you want to, but this individual consumption coming out to everyone that you know as a personal identity thing is very different from I'm coming into my people. I'm coming into a way of seeing myself in others and not feeling broken anymore. And that's what, for both neurodiversity and queerness, I think, coming out was meant to mean.
Yeah.
So
And also
yeah.
like the same things we were talking about last week about like how all the fucking labels are, bullshit, and we shouldn't be policing labels. Like it's it like the idea that these labels are these like walled gardens that we have to like stay inside of and police who gets inside of, and all this shit is fuck that shit. Evict the cop from your brain and like stop telling people that they're like, if somebody fucking thinks that they have autism and they don't, who fucking cares? Like, does it help
Right.
them to think that they have autism? Well, then good
Right.
for them. Like like the same things that we've been talking about, where it's like, if they're not going to suck up resources from autistic people, more likely they're going to be another person on the checklist of like, this many people ask for autistic resources, and we're going to get this many more fundings for all this much more funding because we have more people asking for stuff, because that's how shit works in the real world.
Right. Yeah, we want more people to come to the fucking potluck. Like,
Right.
like we want more people to donate clothes to the clothing swap. Like,
Right.
you know, we more people should be at the fuck Autism Speaks protest or whatever, and that's why it feels like such an op that like so often like my Tumblr ask box is just filled with questions of people being like, is it okay for me to read this book even though it's about the black experience and I'm not black? It's like, what? Who made you think that you're not supposed to empathize or like have curiosity and compassion? Like, damn, like it just sucks that we've like really all had this idea drilled into our minds that like you have to belong into a particular category, and you have to like earn that category, and you can't ever see your own struggles reflected in other people's, because all of our struggles have the same root. So
Yeah, I mean, I think that's the biggest thing that I hope to get out of this is like, we are all fucking allies, and we have even like all disabled people like have more to gain by working together than closing ourselves off.
yeah, yeah. And even if you're not, like even if you feel like, oh, I don't think I would qualify on like a clinical level, like if you still suffer from sensory issues and use stim toys and want a lot of the same things that we want, and you understand why it's good that we're advocating for the accommodations we need, like come on board. Fuck it.
Yeah.
That's a good thing. We need more people who are on board with that. Um, and for people in the chat who are talking about Kinsey, for like as great as his work had an impact on the culture, the way that man studied the rate of gayness in the population was just by going to gay clubs and like sucking dick and then counting how many people were there that were gay. Like,
Wait,
he was not a
what?
scientist.
Oh, the 50s? Don't you wish you were around in the 50s to do research?
Oh, you have no idea. Like, I wish I could have done unethical experiments on people. Like, I wish I could have,
You
you
could have
know,
had a chimpanzee friend that had diapers on and lived in your house.
I could have had a dolphin that I was trying to train to speak English and that I would have sex with, like these are things people did. There's a This American Life episode about this.
I think I heard that.
Hands-on research.
Oh my god.
Yes, action research. Yeah, so like all of which is just to say the rates and percentages on this stuff. We don't have a good gauge of what percentage of people are gay or bi because it's still really stigmatized.
Mm-hmm.
And Kinsey said it was 10% of the population, but that's because he compared like he went to a lot of gay spaces and oversampled gay people relative to the time period because he was bi and he was trying to suck some dick. And good for him. Good for him.
Good for him,
But
but
we
it's
don't.
not science.
But it's not what I would call science. But I'm glad he got paid to do that. Like great.
Oh.
Yes. Um, yeah. And we have no idea how many people are gay or bi because so many people are still closeted. I would say the rate that we see in the autistic population is closer to what might be the real rate of
Yeah.
those things
I
because
there
we're more likely to be out. But
that was something that I was thinking about with its and I don't like I think that people that like there's more autistic people like that are trans, for example, and it's just like, well, yeah, like if you realize you're autistic, you're probably more likely to like realize that if you're realizing you're masking your autism, you're more likely to realize you're masking your fucking gender. Like and also like
yeah,
be in a position where it's like, well, you can only be so wet.
right. Well, can you? Challenge accepted. But like yeah, yeah, like I think, that the whole like why are so many autistic people trans and vice versa thing, it's really just like when you take into account the fact that autistic people are also more likely to be bisexual
Hmm.
and they're also more likely to be whistleblowers at companies that are behaving unethically and they're more likely to just like take a stand for what they believe in no matter the consequences. It's not that they're more likely to be gay, it's just they're less likely to be closeted. Like it
Right.
seems so obvious to me. It's so wild that people can't, you know, that they see it as this weird mysterious problem like, oh, how could it be that they're all
Well,
like this? It's
I
like,
think it's a really easy thing to infantilize, like trans people are misguided women that, trans men are misguided women that are, and they're autistic, and so they are infantilized for that, and it's like they don't know what they want, and
right.
now they can't have kids, and they're not hot to me
Right.
anymore.
Right. Right. Oh my god, which that that was the one, I have not had a bad TikTok experience compared to you, but like that was the one TikTok like hate comment that I got was like, "Oh, I used to follow this person and and she used to be so gorgeous. I can't believe what's happened." And it's like, "Ma'am, I don't care that you don't want to fuck me anymore.
Oh.
You creep." Oh yeah.
So we don't have a ton more time. I was
God, yeah, this time passed like crazy
Yeah.
today. Like,
We knew that this was going to happen because we had a lot of things we wanted to talk about. So maybe we even do like a part 2 of this or something and talk more about it because there's so much more to talk about with this stuff. And
yeah.
also Nidhogg was very fun and we could definitely play more of that, but also I was thinking Duck Game and Stick Fight, if any of y'all know, those
Mm.
are a very similar kind of vibe game that I had as backups for today, so maybe we could play those or more Nidhogg or okay, yeah, lots of people are into part 2. So
Sweet. Hell yeah. Yeah. And yeah, there's just so
rematch.
much rematch. Yes. Yeah. Yeah,
um
what's the most like what are the autism versus ADHD like kind of game genres? Like I feel like fighting games or like anything kind of Twitch combat is pretty ADHD. I feel like inventory management shit is stereotypically autistic, but I actually don't like that shit. But 'cause again, I'm a chaotic autistic, but
Yeah, like
Soul Calibur. Oh my god, I would
I
love to play some Soul
I've
Calibur.
never played it, but I'd be so down. I'd be so down to get my ass beat in Soul Calibur. I would love to make a character in that fucking ridiculous.
Oh yeah, their character maker. Fuck. But also like Voldo, that little pervert.
Oh,
They're
such a
already
yeah.
so perfect out the box. Like I love him so much.
Minecraft is in between. See, that's the thing is I feel like is I don't know. I don't know what the real it's now I'm too like we talk too seriously about the autism versus ADHD, and now I'm like thinking too hard about it.
Oh
From a
no.
I'm like I can't say shit about it because it's all stereotypes, and it's like yeah, but
It's all the
that's
Jungian. I'm getting Jordan Peterson archetypes.
um no this was so fun. Thank you guys. Thank you for everybody who subbed, by the way. Um,
Yeah, yeah, and thank you so much, everyone. I'm sorry we couldn't get to more things that were in the chat. Like I could tell everyone was having like so many good conversations about so many different things that it was like,
thank you,
oh,
Tilted
thank you, Tilted
Turtle.
Turtle. That it was like I could go down almost every tangent that was brought up.
Yeah, I think I almost want a better way to interact with the chat. Um, and I don't even necessarily mean a mechanical way. Like, I don't know. I just love. There's y'all have too many good thoughts, and it's
Yeah,
too much to keep up with, and so I'm almost like I want like just taking. I think part of it is we always have too many ideas for these streams, but like taking specific breaks to like like ask ask the chat questions, and like is probably helpful, but
yeah, yeah, having good beats for it. And I don't know if there's some way to like pin chats. I feel like there is, but I don't really know how it works. But maybe not. I don't know.
yeah,
Cause it could.
I almost want like to use something like the ask box, um
Hmm.
where it's like we keep the chat stuff that is because so many people in chat put longer messages that I always want to sit down and like actually read, but they go so fast I miss them. I almost want to like leave chat as like a like faster, shorter things, and then have another way for people to be putting in like longer like asks like live that we can be like looking through.
Yeah.
um but yeah,
Yeah, there's got to be something we could do for that. I'm sure Steam Labs probably has some kind of weird
mhm.
thing for that, maybe.
If
Or
anyone
like,
has any suggestions, but yeah, there's definitely.
yeah.
Oh wait, oh yeah, I can pin.
Okay. Yeah.
I literally just did it.
And also do something with channel points. Yeah, yeah. It's almost kind of like the super chats on YouTube, but without people having to pay. It's just like, oh, this is
Yeah,
a question or whatever. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. And even with this many people here, there was nobody that needed to get like banned. It didn't seem like any like little shits came in that
Not
I
a
saw,
single
unless I
one.
missed it.
Literally
Yeah,
not a single one.
which
Uh,
is amazing.
there was somebody I kept seeing. Oh yeah. By the way, Rain Ashraf, you have a little thing that is saying possible ban evader monitoring, just so you know, because I'm sure whatever it is bullshit. So just so you know when you're chatting, that's a thing we're seeing because it's probably bullshit.
I'll fart on everyone to get banned. They might like that.
Yeah, we yeah, you don't know our chat. Okay, oh, just before we leave, because we got to start wrapping up. We didn't. We were thinking we would do a little bit of a Grimes report, but I wanted to show this off. We need to do an entire Grimes stream to catch us up,
Oh
so
my
we can
god,
start doing
yes.
Grimes reports, because that's the thing is there's just so much backstory. We don't have time in a
There's so
larger
much
stream.
Grimes lore.
Um,
Yeah.
but so we'll do a full Grimes stream, and then we can start doing these Grimes reports.
Grimes lore. Esports said, I haven't heard anything about Grimes since she came out as a communist. Oh, I'm really sorry to have to tell you, but she's gone full fash
She
in the
wasn't
last few
she wasn't
months.
coming out as a communist then either.
No, she was trolling.
Even in the comments of that, she like was stepped it back and was like, what did she say? Like, actually, I believe in something about
Techno, yeah.
Bitcoin and gamers. Like,
She she literally was posting shit like, well, if you're a poor janitor in Indonesia, why don't you just become a Twitch streamer and make money on in Ethereum and shit, and like
oh
because people can
no.
make money gaming now and you can do that from anywhere, it's gonna, democratize the economy. Yeah, it's very technocracy kind of shit. Um, but also now she's in the last few months become really like besties with this person Landau. She's like a real like weird like fascist like trad wife. Like, women, make sure to check the mucus of your pussy juice so that and use the viscosity to as birth control, um, via the, like, as like the rhythm method. Monitor your fertility by touching your juice, and birth control should be illegal. And um, you know
Oh.
and like Grimes is just like making tweets that are literally like, ladies, females. Now she says females. She says females, pretend to be too stupid to know how to work the Apple TV. You shouldn't waste calories on that. You should get a man to do it for you. Like,
And
shit like
your
that.
theory, forgive me if I'm outing you, but I think your theory is that your your theory is that she's like repressed trans man, maybe.
Yeah, she gives me the hardest rotten egg vibes.
Rotten egg.
And she used to, right before getting into a relationship with Elon Musk, she would, I mean, she first of all, Kill V Mame, that song is all about this like weird, like gender queer vampire Michael Corleone OC that she created. That's like this pretty boy man, kind of like very much an Ross from Les Mis, like, who's like, this revolutionary like boy, but like he's a boy, but everybody thinks he's a 16-year-old girl. Here, like, he's a 25-year-old man, but everybody thinks he's a 16-year-old girl. Isn't that cool? Uh,
I wonder why you think that.
like, and she would post things about like, she would do a red carpet and be like, "This is the last time I'm ever wearing a dress. I'm not doing this shit, like non-binary shit." And then she started dating Elon Musk, and he requires all of his partners have blonde hair and dress a certain way. And she posted about like the song "So Heavy I Fell Through the Earth" is about, in her words, when you decide to get pregnant or you're convinced to get pregnant, like, it's dark. I'm gonna end this man. But she's also, at some point you can't feel sympathetic for her anymore. But I did for a long time. That it was like, oh, maybe you'll figure this stuff out. But I don't think she's I don't think she's gonna figure it out. I think she's kind of gone over the Rubicon at this point.
Yeah. Did
Um,
she? It's for our says I knew Grimes was bad when she said transphobic shit about Sophie. Did she really? That
this
does.
was years ago, but yes,
Was she one of the Sophie is appropriating womanhood people?
she said that before Sophie came out. She said
Right.
like, like, Grimes used to say a lot of the like most like basic kind of feminist takes, and like that was like one of those like, kind of
She,
transphobic things where it was like, I just find it offensive that, like, I get my competence as a producer questioned all the time, which it turns out there might be reasons for that, but which we can't. She might have never produced any of her music.
oh
That's a whole other
God.
rabbit hole.
Oh.
We'll get into it. But she said like, oh, it's offensive to me that people question my competence. Meanwhile, there's this guy going around calling themselves Sophie, And this was before Sophie transitioned, but it's still gross. Like, it's, like, it wasn't out and out explicit, but like,
It was
not good.
was she quoted in that, because there was an article that basically came out and said like hyperpop is like appropriating womanhood, and it was like right before every single hyperpop artist came out as trans, like
Oh
Sophie
my
specifically.
god.
But I don't even think they used the word hyperpop because I think it was before then. It was like an
Pre
article.
hyperpop, right?
Yeah, it was like
Yeah.
when Sophie and like H.E. Cook was like starting to do this shit, and it was like Sophie was the big person they talked about. Um, but it was like a whole article that was like, yeah, these people are appropriating womanhood. And then I think she was, now that we're yeah, PC Music, um uh
Oh,
but
oh yeah,
like
my little pop socket. You too.
um yeah, so like I think she may have been, now that we're talking about it, I think I remember she may have been like quoted in that article, which
Yeah,
ugh,
that might have been where it originally came from. That it was like just a really like, yeah, like takes that aged incredibly poorly within seconds and was just like and it goes it's like and it's always transphobic even if it's not explicitly transphobic, that thing of like when people are like, oh, men wearing dresses just to seem cool and edgy, or like men
yeah,
wearing makeup, like any of those critiques, they're they're transphobic critiques at
yep,
the end of the day. Like even if that person isn't explicitly a TERF and would never say that they are, if that's the way that you're thinking, that is a transphobic line of rhetoric. Like it just
yeah.
is. Um,
Uh,
yeah. So
uh
that was the thing.
I wanted to say, if you're still Raina Schroff, it says there's a warning that says possible ban evader, comma monitoring on your account. They they said they were walking around and missed it. So if you're still here, I don't know why it says that, but
Maybe like someone with your IP address got banned or
something like
something.
that. Yeah.
Yeah, some weird thing like that. But yeah. Yeah, and yeah, it's for our like Grimes has a long history of just saying a lot of shit that like clearly like her political views shift from moment to moment. Like she does not think through anything and seems very like willing to just conform with these really extreme ideologies, and like it's just it's gone to its worst possible conclusion pretty much at this point.
But we'll talk more about that. Yeah. I
Yeah.
don't know. I don't know what that shit is, Raina.
Yeah, yeah, Rain, I wouldn't worry about
We're
it too much. Like,
yeah.
yeah,
I wanted to. I just wanted to tell you because so you know, because I assuming that it's bullshit, but you know other.
right. Yeah, because you're not doing anything in this chat that's like triggering anything. So like,
Yeah.
you know, because some chats, like if you use too many emoji, ours the chat we have it set up so it doesn't care. But like some other people's chats, if you use like all caps or tons of emojis, like it'll block that. But
Oh, Chelsea only dated her for a hot minute. I didn't know
yeah, it was like
this.
2 months.
Yeah. I didn't hear
Yeah,
anything other, and I was like, oh, okay. That makes sense. Okay.
yeah.
I have a thing I have to go to, but
Oh,
yeah, tilted. Everybody can spam emojis, and we'll get more emojis.
puzzle piece, yelling person, puzzle piece, yelling person.
Um,
Solidarity.
thank you again. Send us messages. Here's so next week, before we go, next week we're gonna talk to the other Dr. Devin Price, unrelated. Um,
Not related.
uh,
No
n-
relation.
not a clone as far as I know. There, she's very
Yes.
different, but
Even though she does get accused of being my like bimbo alter ego and like weird like fembot alter ego or something was what one person said.
and we're gonna talk about harm reduction. We're gonna talk about drugs. We're gonna talk about how cool drugs are. We're gonna talk about probably sex education somewhat.
Yeah, God, there's so many fun things that Devin's down to talk about, like sexual health shit, like Smash Brothers community, competitive Smash Brothers community drama,
Yeah.
but like it's the drug stream, so we're gonna talk about how different, neurodivergent people use drugs, how we access drugs, different models of healthcare for accessing drugs, harm reduction, so all kinds of shit.
So if you have
It's gonna be
questions,
dope.
please send them either to either of our Ask boxes, Dr. Demon Prince on Tumblr or Test Device on Tumblr, or uh, you can also email Dr. Devin Price Streaming at gmail.com. And that
And I'll put that in the chat.
yes, thank you. And that we can both see. So that can be good for things that for us to both see.
Yeah. Yeah. And sorry, everyone. There were so many different avenues of things to talk about, but thank you so much, everybody, for being here. Thank you for all of the conversations and contributions and
Yeah.
subscriptions and follows and all that shit. It's been great.
This is great. We'll do a part 2.
Yes.
All right. Well, oh, can we raid someone?
Oh yeah. Let me see. Let me see about rating someone.
Can raid Finster.
Oh my god, that'll really be the discourse. Let me see here. We could do Katie Jensen or hold on. Oh wait, yeah, they're not listing. Oh, I guess some people are okay. So we could go to Q Bunny TV, which is animals, or Quincy's Tavern, who does like reads books and like voice acts different like fantasy novels and stuff like that.
That sounds cute. And they have less viewers, so we'll do Quincy's Tavern. So
Yeah, cool.
say hello if you watch. All right. Well, thank you. Thank you so much.
All right. Thanks for being here, everyone. See you next Friday.
Okay. Created.